Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live on a Feel Good Friday night. We are back at it again, folks. It's going to be a fun one as we got WWE Smackdown on tap tonight. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream, and we can't wait to get into all of it. It's going to be a fun one here tonight on the channel. Lots to talk about, lots to get into. 2 weeks away from WrestleMania XL. It's going to be an amazing stream, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everyone out there is enjoying their Feel Good Friday. Make sure you get in that chat, say hello, click like, click subscribe. I swear to God, I'm going to get through this. But it's going to be a fun one here on the channel tonight, folks. So strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your Feel Good, and make sure you are ready. Let's go! Came out of the gate hot. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream, and we are back at it again. Looking forward to a Feel Good Friday here on the channel. We have WWE Smackdown. Lots going on face-to-face between the Nightmare and the Tribal Chief, and so much more to get into. Plus, the wrestling world's always a buzz with a whole lot of rumors and news, and me and that pretty face going to take you through everything here tonight. So once again, I hope you're doing well. I hope you guys are having fun. I hope you're ready for the weekend. We put another week in the books, so punch your time clock card and let's get rolling. It's going to be a fun one on the channel. Like I said, I will remind you, I am every night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and that is big.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I'm Big Nick, and yes, finally, the Wrestling for Life Network is back up on your YouTube screens. But how you doing, my guy?
I'm doing well, sir. Apparently, I'm very hyper.
Yeah, you're jazzed. Well, it's an electrifying evening with Friday Night Smackdown. We're finally getting the face-to-face between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. And allegedly, supposedly, according to one Paul Heyman, there will be no one at ringside and there will be no one else in the arena.
I don't trust it, Nick. I don't believe it. We'll see if Cody has backup. I do believe. I think we're going to get one of those moments where Cody's circled. You know, every side of the ring has a Bloodline member hanging out on it, and
a noose in every corner.
Yeah, right. A noose in every corner. I love it. So will we get help? Will we see a Jay? Will we see a Seth? Who will get involved with this tonight? But on the surface, right now, one-on-one, face-to-face, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes finally will clear some of the other noise and static around this storyline. 2 weeks from WrestleMania. Will Cody finish his story? Will Roman continue to be the tribal chief? Lots to figure out, my friend.
Oh, yeah, and I'm super excited with this because, like I've said, we're finally getting Roman and Cody to be the focus of this again instead of it being Cody Dwayne or Cody and Seth or Seth and Rock and all of this. That now it's really focusing on the Night 2 main event.
Yeah, as it should. I mean, at the end of the day, that is the big story of all of this. Everything's been built around this. Cody, whether he wins or loses, his story has been paramount. When he wasn't going to get to attempt to finish his story, the fan base went wild, and here we are. We've corrected. But there's a whole lot of other things going on. The tag team qualifiers continue tonight. Naomi's going to take on Io Sky. Very interesting matchup. We'll see what comes from that. Apparently, they're still 2 weeks away, so we got more matches to add. The rumor is they want somewhere around 7 per night, so we're not quite there yet. I mean, Tony Khan usually does 14 in a night, so we'll see. But we'll get 14 over the next couple of days or the weekend, and we still have matches to announce. So that's exciting. Want to see how this all plays out. I imagine the face-to-face will be the main event tonight.
You would assume so because, I mean, no offense to Io or Naomi, I don't think that really slots the bill for that. Maybe it is Rey and Escobar. I don't know if there's a stipulation of that because a lot of people I've heard say they're surprised that this is on a SmackDown and not a Mania match because I got the Mania card pulled up and we've already got 7 matches so far. So we've got one night. We need a whole other night to build.
Yeah, we got one whole night to fill. So yeah, I mean, we can also talk about tonight. We will discuss the fact of you can't spell Philadelphia without Phil. So very interesting. I love that line. I want Phil, CM Punk, for those who are missing my point,
Right.
to be a part of this show. I think it's going to be, I think he brings another element to it. I know a lot of people said maybe be a special guest or referee or no, no, no. Just have him involved. Just have him around. Have him on the pre-show. I mean, if you want to put him on commentary, fine. I mean, for parts of the show, but don't overdo it. And they haven't oversaturated. They're reminding us that he's still there. But yeah, going in, what role will CM Punk play in this? I'm excited to see.
Could he host?
Yeah, host him and Biggie.
That's where I think would be the perfect spot because he just
Yeah.
pops in every now and then, can cut a promo, and then saunter off.
Yeah, there's also rumors going around that I think it's Undertaker, HBK, and there was a third name that are expected to be involved in a WrestleMania XL in some way, shape, or form. So that will be interesting. Who's the third one? There was another one. Also, like outside of WWE, lots of talk about Jack Perry, requesting his release and being denied. Plus, AEW's got their own kerfuffles going on. So we'll talk about that as well as the night goes on. But lots going on here at the channel, and we're looking forward to it. Welcome, welcome, welcome again. I see this chat filling up. Remember, folks, be a friend, tell a friend. We got about 23 minutes before showtime. So we are the pre-show to all the action tonight. But get in there. Make sure you click that like button. Give that algorithm a little bit of love. Even if you click those little heart things, I'm not sure if everybody gets those.
Just a moment, spike that like button. Go all full Solo Sikoa here.
There we go. Solo should be around tonight. We talked about, Ray Santos will be very interesting how this all plays out. I think we might get some type of multi-man match at WrestleMania. The Lobo versus Legado could somehow work itself out, or has that passed?
I feel like that's passing now. I feel like we're seeing that played out already enough through SmackDown and NXT. If that screams a pre-show match, if anything, to me.
Fair enough. And it'll be very interesting if they actually have pre-show matches. I would like them to do it, being that we're going to be here for our Mania Marathon that weekend, 2 weeks away.
My help.
Yeah, 10 plus hours live, folks. It's going to be a fun one, and we want to see everyone out there blow that up. We want it to be one of the biggest shows of the year, as it should be. So make sure you be a friend, tell a friend. I know I already said that, but don't forget, if you know anyone out there that's talking about wrestling, anywhere that they're discussing wrestling, whether it's Reddit, Discord, wherever, drop our link. Let them know they're missing out if they're not here.
Give them the good gospel of wrestling, and especially, though, if it's going to be the biggest WrestleMania of all WrestleManias, it should be the biggest stream of all streams for us here.
Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, what else do we have going on tonight? I see in the comments, we can talk about this real quick. I don't know if I've ever recalled this being reported in any other time in wrestling, but the story going around about Nick Aldis getting bicep surgery was like a thing. And I was like, who cares? We don't need him.
Yeah, I'm like, when did this become a big deal? Like, is he going to be actively wrestling? Like, I mean, maybe it's because of that, of maybe it's showing that there might be a little less tread on the tires, but I just still don't really think that. Like, how did this become a story?
No, it made me laugh. And I actually thought it was funny because Aldis posted clips of the match between him and Cody at All In, of like, just a reminder, I do this shit, right? Like,
right,
I can go. So
that's literally, we were surprised when they brought him back and just made him only a general manager. We're waiting for that moment. So that, I guess, would be the only way that you could tie this in. But even then, still, it's like, he's going to recover.
Well, and there was some clickbaity storylines going around this week about, the WWE apparently has in their back pages of their playbook to maybe give us Pierce versus Aldis one day. And I would be totally for that. Like, if they announce like a draft and Aldis has to fight Pierce for the first overall pick, I think I'm in. I think I'm
Daddy versus Magnus. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. I mean, I'm totally in. I'm a big fan of Nick Aldis. You and I followed his work in NWA and TNA as well.
Right.
So yeah, it's really, I understand like the question of why did he become a GM, but I do think that's a very WWE thing. WWE is, and I know there are exceptions to this rule, but they very are age conscious. Like, once, like, we see it with Bobby Roode, who's like, I'm cleared to go, but I don't know. I'm going to work in the back more than I'm going to be in the ring ever in this company, and I'm okay with that. They get to a point with certain talent of like, all right, we're bringing in new and fresh talent.
Now, granted, let's not act like we wouldn't pop, especially you, if all of a sudden we
Oh,
heard glorious.
come on. We deserve it
So
one more time.
it very much could happen, but I think you have some people that have that happen because of injury. Obviously, like a Jason Jordan, who at
Yeah.
least he's become one of the better agents backstage and everything. But you
Mhm,
do have guys like a Rude who's gone through
mhm,
multiple neck surgeries. All
mhm,
this depends on where he is at, just in how he views himself with his career and everything.
mhm.
He could still go. He could still can arguably be towards the main event if they did it right.
Yeah,
But
and ironically, he's probably making more money now than he ever did in the ring, so
facts.
yeah, it's not a bad trade-off of, like, "We're gonna pay you good money, but you're gonna be the GM." He's like, "Yeah, fuck it."
We're gonna pay you more to do less.
Right, right. No, that's the AEW motto, is it
Nah,
not?
well, that's do nothing, not do less. That's do nothing.
But, let's talk to the people. I see this chat building up. We already hit 50 on, the live count, so thank you for being here again. I hope everyone had a wonderful week. Congratulations again, another week in the book. The weekend is upon us, so thank you for making us a part of your festivities. Our good friends A to the K in the chat, thank you for popping by and giving us a little bit of love. It's nice to see you. Go check them out in their interviews. They do great stuff. CM Unk back with CM Unk. I love that. Let's go. Lucas, I'm always here, almost always here. I hear a lot. So yes, I'm back at it again. Damien, good to see you. Looking forward to the Good Brothers versus we'll stop here for a second, Nick.
Mhm.
The Good Brothers versus Waller and Theory. Good Brothers just qualified in NXT.
Uh-huh.
Is this a Theory Waller qualification then?
Yep.
Okay, straightforward. We're good. We're good.
Unless
Oh no.
if the Good Brothers win this match, I would start sniffing around and start feeling where there's smoke, there might be fire. They may have a surprise team of, well, they can't go. So we have now
Oh,
an open entry. Do, 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 do,
I
do,
do.
do.
Well, and again, we'll talk more.
Well, it's
But
that, or I mean, we get this dependent because their contract ends up towards the end of the month and everything.
imagine that would be kind of shocking. I mean, again, and I think the WWE does a good job of, we'll have Michael Cole on commentary going like, "This is, the Motor City Machine Guns," blah, 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 and explaining who they are.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it might not be the biggest pop, but there's going to be people, which we saw with Jordan Grace, that very much know who she is, and then other people are just like, "They're cheering, we're cheering too."
And well, absolutely, and especially there, and especially because it's Philadelphia, which is indie scene, ECW, one of those fan base cities that really knows their wrestling. And it's gonna, granted, it is WrestleMania, so you're gonna have all walks of life there. But yeah, I think you would get, if you're gonna get your biggest reaction, it'll probably be at a Mania,
Yeah,
unless you're gonna do it in Detroit or something, which
fact.
they aren't even going there for probably a while, I feel.
Right. Another interesting matchup: Street Profits AOP. Little surprised because I think both these teams need a W. Both these teams been a little inept. This rivalry hasn't been exciting.
This whole rivalry has felt like failure to launch of just
Yeah.
we can't get off the fucking launch pad. We've had a 6-man match. We've had Bobby versus Cross. We're now getting this match. Nothing's just really got this out of first gear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, not at all. It's been a very interesting kind of build for this. And I don't know if it's just got to the point where, like, I felt like Bobby and the Profits were getting over when they first started doing a thing, and Bobby was getting some organic chants where they're trying to make him babyface, but the crowd was cheering. Karrion Cross, I don't know. He might have to just go away and come back later. Like, he might be the 2024 Drew McIntyre of like, it's just not clicking. Sorry, dude. We like you, but it's just not working.
It hasn't really clicked, respectfully, since you know what they have to do to make Adam Cole cool? Ring the bell. Since
Yeah.
then, it's been a downward trajectory. It's been a Wardlow trajectory for Karrion Cross. But it's one of those, I feel like they just need to give this fucker direction. Like, we're wanting, like, we have argued tooth and nail at times about like the Bo Dallas coming back and doing something akin to Bray and everything. So there's a want and there's an open void, an open space for a spooky gimmick, obviously with Malachi and Buddy Murphy potentially coming back. So there's a need for that. There's a slot for that. They just won't ever seem to fully go with it.
He just has to be the killer that he was in NXT, pun intended. But
you've got to have him just job some people out for a hot minute. He's
yeah,
got to just destroy some people. You put him instantly in there with Bobby, and now it's a stalemate of, well, they both, like you said, with even this tag match, they both need a win. They both need a push. They both need momentum. So it's just a stalemate.
Yeah, no, I agree. This one's a tough one to call. PWG Pro Wrestling Global. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for popping in and saying hello. And yes, enjoy the videos. We got all our videos, all our live streams are up. So go check them all out. We we appreciate that. Juan Jackson, my, have I missed you guys? Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you.
And we've missed you, Juan.
You're number one in our hearts.
Right. Number 69 in your programs, number 1 in your hearts.
Good to see you, C Money. I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, he's talking about the Yeti. Remember the Yeti?
I remember the Yeti.
Right. Did he? Well, because Cody and Cody's nephews, I believe, are wrestling in his promotion there, Turnbuckle Championship.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Wrestling there and everything. And he shared the link in our Discord. Go check the Discord. Go check the TikTok. Go check the Twitters, the Instagrams, everything. Click the buttons. But he was saying how the Yeti was there, and thankfully he did, pause on Hulk Hogan there. But I'm still wondering, did he come out in like the TP mummy attire and everything?
That's what he should have done. Jack Perry has released his AEW. Jack Perry has requested his AEW release today. I don't know if that's 100% accurate, Damien. I know there's stories going around that he had requested his release and it was declined. Which, if I was Tony Khan, why would that be declined? It's not like if he signed with the WWE or went somewhere else, you're not using them. You can't really use them. Apparently, Tony's mad at him. Why would
it be a work?
I feel like it ties into this whole scapegoat thing.
That's 100% where I thought with this. Of even if I'm Tony, whether it's a work or not, I'm not letting that go. Like I could make that, as an anti-authority figure if he comes back and everything.
Maybe. I mean, there is some potential there. I just don't know how much Jack Perry moves the needle. I don't like him. I don't like his attitude. He always came off pretentious to me. Even as a baby face, he just like, y'all should love me because my dad.
I will just say I like the gimmick. I like the
scapegoat thing. Gimmick. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. That's a tough one for me. Very interesting though, and I mean. To me, if I was Tony Khan, I would be trying to minimize how many stories like this are out there because I do feel like one of the biggest downfalls of AEW and the decline of their popularity has been in the fact of there was just so much negative press for so long. There was so much infighting for so long. I think people got sick of it. It didn't matter who you liked. You were just constantly seeing like the Buck said this and CM Punk said that and Jack Perry said this and Brandon Cutler said a bunch of shit that nobody cared about because he's not even a wrestler. Like, it just, I don't know, man. This is a tough one.
But so then how do you feel with this compared to everything that's going on right now with MJF? Of he's been removed from the roster page. His merchandise is gone from the fucking store. They're doing everything, pretty much wiping this man. I think that's very much a work as well.
Ooh,
if he shows up in the other 3 letters,
I said this.
Have that 9 and a 1 already in your phone.
I told the fans on Wednesday, man.
Elizabeth.
I was like, if you ever catch a moment on this channel, be here the day that MJF walks through a WWE curtain because my man's is gonna pass the fuck out.
It'll be the best and worst time of my life there.
Yeah, you know what? Again, I think for me. If this is all the work and it's just like we're gonna drop them from the website because eventually we're gonna relaunch them with all new merchandise and all new gimmick or whatever, fine. But I just think right now the way AEW is trending, it can I don't know if I would play that game. I would want to look as strong as possible publicly, and MJF missing is it's clearly a problem.
But I feel like I'm trying to give Tony some hope.
You think you're being clever?
Building here because, like I said, with the Jack Perry thing, you could make it work if you were competent behind the wheel. And I mentioned this to Anthony last night, and I want to get your opinion on it. When I watched the Adam Cole promo from Dynamite this past week.
Mhm.
And he's talking about how Wardlow messed up, and
Yep.
granted, that was terrible booking choice to put him there anyways. But
Facts.
when he ends it with, "So don't screw this up," and it
Mhm.
reminded me a lot of MJF
Mhm.
when those two were together, and
Yep.
it's saying that same vibe. So I'm like, is he becoming MJF essentially in character-wise ish? And then we're gonna get to where Wardlow teams up with MJF when he comes back. If
Very, very interesting. Part of me thought that perhaps it was going to be one of these cases of Adam Cole's finally back on the mend. He's able to walk again. Now they're doing these pre-tapes, but eventually he's going to show up and be like, MJF's not even here. You can't even buy his t-shirt. And then the music hits.
yeah, that's very valid. And like I said, I even halfway could attribute it to, it might just be because I'm just missing the man. I just
Yeah,
need
I
him
think,
on my screen.
yeah, the
Just
whole show,
come out, Max, and tell me I suck. Tell me how you're better than me.
right? The whole show's missing him. There's a piece of, it feels like it's they're missing a piece of their soul, not to be so dramatic, but
They
it
don't have
does.
an edge as much as they try and have a facade of having edges with, well, they have Copeland, so pun intended, I guess. But with Spike, which was basically Janice from TNA, Abyss wants his royalty check.
Yeah, no
And then
shit.
follow that up with a street fight and everything. I think they always try and push that they have an edge.
Yeah.
They don't have that actual edge.
Yeah, it's not so much an edge. Like I feel like it's over the edge.
We're
And I wish,
over Copeland.
right. What's going on, big dog? How you doing? Scott Rizzo, good to see you. Nice t-shirt. Be like Scott. Go check out our merch store. The link is below. Get yourself one of our fine quality t-shirts.
Here, you click through some more. I'll drop it in the chat for everybody.
There you go. There you go. Good to see you, Scott, though. Sue's back with us, yeeting it up. How are you, Sue? Hope you're doing well. TJ also feeling the yeet. How are you, sir? Eric, what's going on? Yet. No, we're short for a minute.
How do you abbreviate yeet? Yet.
Yet. What's good for tonight? Roman and Cody face to face. No bloodline. I'm hyped. Yeah, I think this is going to start off as they need a really good exchange, a really good verbal exchange between these two guys. The majority of the conversation has been Cody and Rock. Seth has been sprinkled in. Roman's been sprinkled in. These two need a thing. Like Roman's shitting on him like, you're never going to finish your story as long as I have the belt. And I've had the belt for 1,300 days, so kiss my ass. And Cody's going to have to respond to that. Then I do think there's going to be a little bit of play around it. Now, I could be wrong, but that's how I think that's going to go.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and especially like I see Theater of the Absurd as I'm skipping a line here, but we shout out everybody in the chat. Well, I just see it, but how Roman was on the Pat McAfee show today, and I think we got a bit of a tease and a taste of that here. It's where he's even mentioned, everybody wants to talk about Hollywood. I didn't have to go to Hollywood. Hollywood came to me.
Yeah. Interesting, right?
It's factual. That's the thing that's the best thing that works with Roman's promos is everything's fucking factual, really, if you really pay attention.
It's one of the things I do love about the WWF right now, and I believe part of that is Triple H is one of those people that truly believe as realistic as you can get a storyline is where the money is where the bread and butter is.
That's what his whole career. He's the king of the home invasions. Shout out for his Strickland.
Right? He turned the fucking marriage angle into a real life marriage.
Exactly.
Home invasions. He hated The Rock and had to fight him for years.
Everybody growing up despised Triple H because he actually felt like the world's most evil human being. And now that we're all grown up or pretended to grow up, we appreciate it on an entirely different level because it felt that real. It felt that authentic. And we know a thing or two about that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, somebody just dropped in the chat 6 minutes, so I'm going to rapid fire through some of these. I know we get a little long-winded in these pre-shows, but we miss y'all. What's up, Christian? How you doing? Clay Lewis back with us. Alexis, yes, talking about the bicep. Boston, good to see you, my guy. My favorite belt carrier out there.
The man of 1,001 belts.
Right. A lot of repeats. Jesse's back with us. What's up? Rocco, good to see you. Vance, Crybaby. We're going to talk about Goldberg tonight. That whiny bitch, Goldberg.
I will second. I know we don't always agree with the man eye to eye, but I will second SRS's tweet that I saw earlier today that the next person that speaks to Bret Hart has to ask him about Asuka and get it on camera because he's about to just give the most glowing review of Asuka.
100%.
Or if for Goldberg out there, because you don't know her fucking name, you bald-headed fuck.
Oh, you
Asuka.
You demeaning, petty, bullshit, whiny. Oh, I don't want to deal with it. He's like Ryback Senior. It's fucking annoying. Who else we got here? We got lots. Elijah Washington with us. Savage with us. Jason.
Are you related to Will?
Right? Andy, good to see you. Is Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns set? Possibly. You would imagine the heel would be up to no good. We'll see Chambers back with us. How you doing? How you doing, James?
I see that, but it's just real quick. I just don't want that because, like I said, I want this to be the focus. We need that just solo them. You need Iron Man talking to Thanos shit.
Yeah. You need that intensity. Yeah, you got to up the intensity between these two gentlemen right now because that is your marquee matchup. Dave saying this is going to be awesome. Good to see you, Dave. JV back in the house. Good to see you. Good to see you. Making Oreo shake. I don't even know what to say to that.
I wanted to make a joke, but it's so early in the video.
Peter of the Absurd, Alex, Alexis, EQ. How you doing? How you doing? Sonny, a lot of new names. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, folks. I like it. I like seeing all these names in here. Chris is back with us. What's up? What's up? But we are about 3 minutes away from showtime, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, I will remind you, get in that chat. Don't be shy. And don't be quiet. Let us know what's on your mind. We will take a rating out of 10 at the end of the night. We take a prediction on all the matches. And we're going to have a lot of fun here tonight.
And absolutely, if you want to make sure we don't miss your, face or anything like that, your comments there, easy bake, soft it, all of that. We do have the super chat, the super stickers, the memberships as well. So make sure you show up because that's what the show is about. And especially because we got a lot of things to talk about. It's going to be a jam-packed episode of SmackDown. And chat's getting hot and heavy tonight. I love it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Keeping busy. The fact that
it took us 3 minutes to rapid fire through names, if that tells you anything.
David's back with us. Got a new job. Got me a job as a corrections officer in a state prison. Excited for the state benefits and being. Hey, Dave, there you go, buddy.
Shout out. Just on a personal note, I actually have a fair amount of family that's in corrections and everything. I almost went and did that. So yeah,
there you go. So the big boss man in the house.
Well, I mean, it's America. Welcome to America. It's just one giant prison.
Your NCAA. Your NCAA.
Oh fuck yes. Blown up within like 2 games.
That's right. We take predictions on all the matches, all 4 of them. So,
they're gonna add more.
We can't control how many they do. Like we say,
we don't book the show,
right?
Trust me, if it comes to other companies, half the time we'd book it better.
This is an interesting one from Sonny. WWE speed taping tonight. So yeah, this has been something that's been talked about quite a bit. These social media flash matches that they're going to be doing.
Yeah, well, they're more just for like almost even for like fucking Twitter, I feel. They're literally all under a certain time limit of the match is there and it's done and over with. It's just velocity on crack.
Right. No, it'll be very interesting how they do this. MJF is an AEW lifer. I don't think so. I don't. Unless it's like, now, if you know that Mercedes Moné is raking in ridiculous money, MJF's got to look at his Tony and say, oh, I'm not working for less money than her. Sorry.
Well, I like that of MJF's got to look at his Tony. Just looks down. I don't know if it's even that. Like, I just think it's you look at every avenue that's now in front of anybody that would go to WWE. Like, especially a guy like an MJF that's looking bigger picture. And I don't want to demean Mercedes getting the highest paid boo-boo. I just don't think you're that talented. That's my personal opinion. You weren't worth the investment. But bigger picture MJF of I've already been an executive producer for a blockbuster Hollywood movie. I want to be the biggest guy in the biggest shows, the biggest attraction. Go ahead.
I got forever. The show
I have a commercial.
All right, folks, we're going to wait for Nick to catch up and sync everyone together. Right now, I have forever on the screen. So if you want to pause your stuff to be in line with what we're seeing, that's where we're at. Good to see you, Jesse. Larry Max back with us. Dave is the big boss man. There you go. There you go.
If you ever take a trip down to Cobb County, Georgia.
Flash match, stupid.
Yeah, I'm now forever.
Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen. SmackDown is live, and we're going to be here.
We are together.
Together. I have forever.
Come together right now on the stream.
On the
15 days away.
I love that they keep showing Lincoln Financial and like this, like that aerial view of like every show we open with that. Like, I think it's cool. But man, anyone else out there sick of snow?
That groundhog can go. Do something on it real quick there. I caught myself. But yeah. I'm out here supposed to get a winter storm allegedly tomorrow. And I'm like, what the hell is this in the middle of stupid, lousy, smarch weather?
Right. My mom's off to the Dominican Republic, worried that the snow's going to prevent her from getting there.
I'll fucking swim.
Where are we at tonight? Where are we tonight? That's a good question. They just said it and I missed it.
We are shit.
As we're getting Naomi
earlier. Oh, they're in Milwaukee.
That's right. That's why there's snow on the ground.
Yeah, because Bailey was out there at the Milwaukee Bucks game.
But they're doing the walk-ins. Cody's in the building. Damage Control in the building. The Naomi Io Sky match should be good tonight. I hope they get a little bit of time to work, and it's a decent one.
Right, and for everybody out there, I said that before they pulled up Milwaukee on the screen, so I wasn't cheating or anything like that. I did that off of my stone memory. So we're starting off with Booyaka Booyaka, Ronald Mysterious.
Let's go. So, yeah, Santos versus Mysterio. Who you got out there? Who you taking? Who is your pick for the Latino showdown tonight?
Who wins the trademark of LWO?
Right. Present. Roddy, good to see you. Bueller. Thanks, Nick.
You're welcome.
Casey, good to see you, buddy. It's funny because I grew up with a Casey J. It's funny. What's up?
Are you Casey Jones? Do you know the Turtles?
Right. You may have spelt my name wrong, but it's okay. It's complicated, 2 letters, but thank you.
You got the 4 ones right, but not the 2.
What's up, AJ and Rick? What? TK has a big announcement about the weather. Yeah. TK is like
it's raining sideways.
Ray on our screen coming to the ring.
I like that he's got the Rogaine for the Just for Men now up in the beard there because we came back out there looking like fucking Planet of the Apes.
We're getting a package.
Pause.
I like this.
Well, we're building this up this falls into the philosophy of if you're not first, you're last. So if you're not going to be the main event, go on first when you've got the clean audience and everything. And so this is a big match. This has been the payoff of this whole feud here.
Mm-hmm. And I like it. I like that they're building up Santos. I like they're like explaining to the fans because Ray was out for a little bit. Remind us why we should care, especially for casual fans that aren't always there.
Right.
For sure. Keyshawn, good to see you. I'm not clicking on that.
There you go. Dude, I'm not doing this. Is not karaoke hour. You got to do a super chat if you want karaoke.
Facts. Brother Fluff Salisbury back in the house. Good to see you. Ray versus Santos at WrestleMania. I don't know. I mean, if we're getting Ray Santos now, I guess it could end in a kerfuffle leading to an additional match. I still think we might get some type of multi-person match at Mania for the Latino, the old channel. Was it the Channel 5? What one is it from Anchorman?
Oh, I can't remember.
I'm trying to remember what channel was the last.
I'm trying to remember now because you said that. I'm trying to remember the Canadian news channel to where it had Jim Carrey and everything. He comes out there with a hockey stick.
Me too.
Fair enough. But no, I will draw your eyes to David's comment, but I don't want to click on it for sake of the algorithm overlords. But I do kind of halfway like that idea. If we could try and pull it off.
I don't even know how to answer that. Oh, look.
Oh, God damn it. Ask and you shall receive. Hey, where was this when we were doing the predictions for the super chats? I guess I'm more over than the predictions.
Right.
I'll do you one better, Nick, because the eyes of the Ranger are upon you. Every move. What the is this song? When you're in Texas, because the Rangers. What the is that? The theme song to Walker, Texas Ranger?
Canyonero.
Well, I was like this. I was halfway started to just go into the stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas.
And now, ding, ding, ding. We are set to go. I'm taking Santos, my guy.
Ah, God damn you. Fine, I'll take Ronald Mysterious.
Wrestling for life.
Now, after Big Dog's comment with his super chat and everything, which, by the way, still, thank you for the super chat. I know it took the piss out of you, but still, thank you. That's what it is around here. But I feel like, I feel like somebody's watching me.
Somebody. Fox blanked out. I didn't catch the blank out. Oh, what happened there?
I did not, but Ray came up and he's kind of gimp with a limp here.
A little bit of a wobbly spot there. Now both guys grabbing their legs. What is happening?
Well, I've got Ray working him over in the corner here. Are you there?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
With Santos grabbing his knee, Ray was limping there for a second.
Well, it's like with Asuka, how coming out of last week to where she was up there grabbing the knee and everything.
This is so funny. I was thinking about Anchorman. Like what? Like,
well, we're both the same person, apparently. Again, well, let's not bring up the whole thing to where some people at times have thought that I'm just AI.
Yeah, that's fact. Hurricane Rana, down goes Santos. Santos for the win. Never fear, Larry is here. Larry, how you doing, buddy?
Thank you, Alexis, for answering. So it is Walker.
There you go.
So Canyonero fits better than whatever. I don't know the theme to Walker, Texas Ranger. I just know Roadhouse.
Nick, that Simpsons reference was great, by the way. You did.
Wait, what?
No, never mind.
No, I didn't hear what you said.
I said that Simpsons reference to Canyonero was great by you.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Kev? How you doing, buddy? Hope you're well. Santos for the win. In the words of the immortal Arn Anderson, Nick, be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. Horseman born, horseman bred. Damn, I'll be horseman dead.
I don't want to know what you do, Big Dog, with horses.
Ride a horse, not the cowboy. Wait, what?
Yeah. Like the stream, save a cowboy.
But Santos in control of Ray.
Shoves Ray into the corner here.
If you were inspired by an episode of Walking Texas Ranger, you might be a redneck. I love it.
Oh, that's not a debate. There's no
Santos
might in that sentence. It's you are.
Yeah, you definitely are.
Ray. The little baseball-y slide there. Baseball splash there, but it looked like he more headbutt him in the abdomen instead of actually splashed on him. Pause.
As we go to our first commercial break.
Big Dog had some bath salts with his vitamins tonight. Yeah.
LWO for life. Yeah, I think Ray is looking for a Mania spot.
Pre-show, my guy. Pre-show. I feel like this. What else is there left to do with this feud unless this is the feud that never ends? It goes on and on, my friends.
Don't put that in my head. We just got live. Don't stick that in there. Pause.
I got Walker, Texas Ranger just getting forced up upon me here.
I can't even in my brain pick up the melody of what that.
No, yeah, that's why I was just reading. I was like, I've never heard of the theme to Walker, Texas Ranger. All I just know is Chuck Norris.
Right. But well, I make it bubbly. I
Well,
can't.
don't worry. Lucas is just all over the fucking moon that you're here.
Hi, Lucas. What's up? I'm happy to be here too.
But so, well, let's talk about things that might make us unhappy,
Oh,
or at least certainly made someone unhappy here. We mentioned it earlier. Now we're in a commercial. 1 billion Goldberg out there, just all sorts of mad over streaks many moons ago, and now everyone's doing the spear. And I think the best comparison that I heard online was, yeah, well, maybe go talk about Sean and everything, to where HBK, who is, though there's not a move overdone than the super kick, then not to mention he's out here teaching guys and gals on NXT how to do his spots instead of sitting there holding on to. Is it with Goldberg that he's holding on to that because that's the only fucking thing he had?
well, when you only have 3 moves, your butt hurt if one of them gets jacked. But again, he wasn't the originator of the spear. Yes, he had an epic spear. And listen, maybe I'm an outlier here because when Goldberg was Goldberg and everybody loved him as a young wrestling fan, I did not like him. I wanted him to get beat up. I didn't care about his streak. I didn't get jazzed for him. I didn't care for his entrance. It was just like, get the fuck in the ring. I never liked Goldberg. And then his WWE run just pissed me off. The continually coming back and beating guys that I really liked that were on hot runs. You know, for example, Bray Wyatt, like, what the fuck? I don't like him. He was never a wrestling guy, never wanted to be a wrestling guy, doesn't seem to appreciate, just like Ronda Rousey. No appreciation for the wrestling fans. Like, just assholes.
Well,
and Ronda, Goldberg, and Ryback can get in a fucking boat and float in the ocean and never look back.
I feel like that's just the multiverse of they're just all the same person, just in different bodies and everything. I will admit I was a Goldberg mark. I was a big Goldberg fan. I was a big Goldberg fan. I had the VHS that went over about his whole streak and everything. I had this man's fucking posters up on my wall and everything like that. I liked Goldberg.
Really?
Now, look, back then, honestly, yeah, because the motherfucker just was a walking machine of just ran through people. He hit the 3 most powerful moves you could fucking think of. Like, the jackhammer was an inventive move. The spear, I was watching Rhino do the fucking gore even before Goldberg was doing the spear, so fuck off with that. But the jackhammer to me was impressive as shit. Now, looking back at it now and getting older and everything like that, you see obviously that they inflated his fucking streak. Just all of a sudden we go from 1 week he's at 170 whatever the fuck to the next week he's 285 and all of this.
And again, if you want to say, I mean, the fuck, if the Undertaker could give up his streak and not be fucking bitter about it, then Goldberg should shut the fuck up. And at the end of the day, I mean, again, like you said, the difference was Asuka actually fought. I mean, I'd imagine if we went back, she fought those matches. Like, we were here for
absolutely. There was no added sugar or, you know, anything like that. And that's the best point right there of, well, Taker had the biggest streak. He had literally the streak and was willing to give it up. And is still fine with it. So why aren't you, Billy? Have you smashed your head into too many doors and lockers that you now have to just be salty and bitter about shit? Like, you gotta, even the whole mispronouncing the woman's name and everything was so
I was so arrogant
and just so like hatui shit.
So arrogant, so just dismissive of a lady who's talented and earned her fucking stripes.
Who did more in her career before she even stepped foot in WWE than you ever did in your entire fucking career, Bill?
Oh, Ray off the turnbuckle, down to the floor. All right, crowd's awake.
Right, especially after that there.
Anthony's like, I can sing Walker, Texas Ranger.
I mean, when one of us takes a pause, feel free to come on and just do karaoke with the chapeau. Sitting senton for Ray. Ray's firing up right now.
Ray still got it. Yeah, I would say Ray goes.
Oh yeah.
Goldberg can go away. Now Anthony's way nicer than me because I think Goldberg has some offs to fuck.
Off is the direction you can fuck.
Big moonsault, eat your heart out, Jericho.
Christ. Do we want what? There's so many things to talk about in commercials because we weren't here for. Well, you were here. I wasn't here for Wednesday, but that was just. Oh, that was just wading through the fucking sands of time.
I'm nervous for next week because he has a proposition for Hook, and I wonder if that involves him in a towel in his dressing room.
I was gonna say, but so you have to sign this paperwork first.
And nobody, Hook thinks he's showing up to like a full arena, and there'll just be him and Jericho.
Right.
2 count by Santos. What are Ray's plans for WrestleMania? None yet, but we are anticipating somewhere between 5 and 8 matches to be added to WrestleMania in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. So I stand corrected because they have the matches on Wikipedia for night 1 specifically and night 2. So we have so far a total of 10 matches announced. So we've still got another 4 or so to be added.
Right.
Oh, Ray just smashing this man with the top of the announce desk here. Oh, I have a genuine question now after seeing Ray jump and do high flying spots now 3 times in this match. Does Ray actually get any elevation, or does he just have to be up from a higher vantage point and just fall on the person?
Listen, I will give the.
I feel like the knees just don't bend. There's no spring left in them.
They don't spring the way they used to.
They've sprung. They don't spring. They've sprung.
Dun, dun, dun. Bill Goldberg should invade WrestleMania 40. You know what I find? I think it's like with Ronda, Ryback, Goldberg, these people, it's like the show has gone on and it's better than it's ever been. Like, and I mean, even especially with Ronda's time there during Vince, like the show is cooking at such a level that they're just sitting at home bitter. Like, now there's no Vince to come bring us back and hijack somebody's title run. Oh, wait a minute.
Hold on.
Dom! Is that
Dom shows up, and he shows up. Hey, everybody out there that wanted Dom in the Ray mask, you got him out here in an old Ray mask.
I'm telling you, it should be. That's Ray's retirement match, and the mask is on the line.
WrestleMania 40. Somebody asked what Ray's Mania 40 plans are. That's where you could go. Phantom Driver. Oh, deux, trois. Uno, dos, tres.
And it's over. And little Dom Mysterio here causing trouble.
Is it interesting, though? And I like this. Like I said, if they make this a WrestleMania match, you don't need 2 weeks. You don't even, Christ, you don't need a month's build. You barely need the 2 weeks you got. You can just, and we've already had almost a year's worth plus of this. You just throw this in. Everybody else on Judgment Day has got something to do, allegedly. So
right. Does it? Well, now people are going to be like, does this mean Dom's in the Legato? Is he leaving Judgment Day? What does this mean? No, he just hates his father. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Right. Yeah. He got replaced by Andrade. We've just played Hispanic Shuffle.
Chris Jericho also says he's a great fucking singer. He also saying he's having the year of his career. He's also saying he's still clipping at a high level. So fuck Chris Jericho and what he has to say.
Chris Jericho is the most delusional. Well, actually, strike that. Probably second or third most delusional human being in the United States of America.
Right. As we are getting the progressive match flow, going back to last week, the return of Dakota Kai to the ring. Listen, the last thing I'm going to say about Goldberg for a little while here, Nick, is Goldberg's one of the few men in wrestling history that got Undertaker to break kayfabe in the ring. One of the few men that you could visibly, Undertaker was pissed off at the man at how fucking shit that all went down in Saudi. And I know now they're like, well, I think he bumped his head. No, he just sucked at wrestling. Ask William Regal. He sucked at Regal was hard on me. No, you can't wrestle.
Ask Regal, ask Bret Hart, ask fucking Christ. We don't even like Chris Jericho. You can ask Chris Jericho, and he sat there and had more of a hockey fight.
Yeah.
More of a one-sided hockey fight with Goldberg than Edge and Christian had.
Mhm.
I think you said it earlier, especially describing Ryback, Ronda, and Goldberg. They were never wrestling people. I know that's a
No.
weird way to put it, and that sounds super like IWC-ish, but it's
Oh shit. Sorry, I got distracted.
a carpet came to life, and it's Naomi.
Pause on all of that.
Bro, she looks like if she looks like getting a checkered flag and Hot Wheels together here.
Ray loses. Come on. I thought Ray losing here made perfect sense, especially if they're building something for Mania. He's a vet. It's not like people are going to stop buying Rey Mysterio merch because he lost. Plus, you got to build up Santos.
Right? Hey, so Bianca's now here.
This is the Belair heel turn, man.
Well, Bianca's out here saying you're not sorry. You're just sorry that this all came down on you.
Yeah. This is kind of like when Jay left the Bloodline and nobody wanted to fuck with him for the same reason, right? Like, oh, you're all here now. We're supposed to be your friend, but you spent the last couple of years running amok. How dare you?
Right. Well, and I find it interesting that they're almost like halfway fighting over Naomi as Naomi has to like walk away Bianca. But like I was saying before that, with Goldberg, Ryback, Ronda, they were people that never wanted to actually embrace wrestling fans and embrace being a pro wrestler.
No, paycheck. Give me my money.
Right. And so then once they left it and realized, oh shit, that's all I can do, then now you get bitter and you get salty and you get jaded. I feel like there's some other people out there that even have YouTube channels now and shit like that that realized that's all they could do. And so now they try and act like they don't enjoy wrestling when that's all they talk about. So
absolutely. But up next, we got the Good Brothers, A-Town Down, and Waller already coming to the ring. So Team Douche Canoe coming out to take on what used to be the OC.
Yeah, we've got A-Town Down Under, which somehow seems more provocative than the Douche Canoes.
WrestleMania seems rushed. I'm curious, John. I'd ask you why, because I don't feel that way at all. I feel like this is a normal build. Like the main stories are always ahead of the game, which I mean, Cody's story is a year in the making. Doesn't feel rushed at all. We've been building the Rock angle for weeks now, a couple months. I don't feel like WrestleMania feels rushed in any way, shape, or form, to be 100% honest.
Roman versus Cody theoretically has a fucking year build, and we're going to say this is rushed.
Yeah.
I think it's because we've been trained from other companies to where everything is rushed. So we just assume everything is rushed. Like, no, if you sit back and step back and actually take everything in as a whole, that this has been a lot of long-term seeds and a lot of long-term booking paying off.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel rushed. I remember I talked about this where people were like getting impatient about the Hall of Fame announcements. I'm like, guys, relax. Like, you don't need to know 6 months in advance who's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Like, I feel like we're on the same trajectory as we always were. Now you got the little, like the lower card matches are starting to get added. Like we got Jimmy J added. We might get Ray Dom. We might get some type of Latino, war games. I don't know, but like the lower card matches always kind of trickle in near the end. We got 4 episodes to add more matches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't feel that way. Now, again, I'm curious what the opinion is, but I don't see it that way.
That's the thing. If you have an opinion and you feel strongly about it, let us know and we'll discuss it here.
Do you think we get an impromptu match, including Cena at Mania? Very interesting. Because I think if Cena was going to be at Mania in something prominent, that's something we probably should have known by now. Like, you want that known. But it would be a nice surprise pop. And
But
maybe
then again, well, in an impromptu match, if we're going to literally just have it to be to where he shows up and it's an impromptu match, it'd be the equivalent of like when The Rock technically has a win over Eric Rowan at WrestleMania, that type of shit.
right.
Literally just shows up, beats somebody super quick that nobody gives a fuck about, and goes on his merry way.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's a silly feud, though. It's not really a feud. It's just a bitter old man. It's like, you know, it's like listening to old sports, retired sports athletes being like, "Oh, well, if it was my day, LeBron would never be dunking on people." Like, it's that kind of
Oh no,
attitude.
hold on. Read through it because
Oh,
it's
I should have read more.
though Oscar and Goldberg's streaks are not even comparable. Austin came in through the minor league while Goldberg was on a main roster.
Yeah, well, again, it's just something.
So, well, first off, we're arguing over fucking pro wrestling streaks that are just
It's
it's
a
books,
word.
you fucking idiots. Like, what are we even arguing about?
Mhm.
To
And remember,
me, the biggest issue is not, oh,
Yeah.
well, I give a shit about the streak. Oh, I gave about the spear. It's because that's all you had, Bill.
Yeah.
My whole thing is, like I said, and you even said it's such a petty move to where you've been in the same alleged fucking locker room. You've been backstage on the same show she was on, and you don't know her fucking name.
No, he knew.
Okay, Bill. Yeah, no, you know exactly everything about it. You know that she had the fucking streak and all of
Mhm.
that, but you just mispronounced her name. No, now you just seem like some salty, petty bitch.
Absolutely. Jay, welcome, welcome, welcome. Ray got to retire. I mean, he doesn't have to. I think he's close, though. I don't
At
think
some
he's done.
point, yes, but yeah.
I mean, I'd rather watch a Rey Mysterio match in 2024 than a Chris Jericho match.
Well,
Let's be
I'd
honest.
rather watch fucking paint dry, the seed equivalent.
Yeah, you could probably staple one of my nuts to my chair and I'd be happier.
Pause.
Why do wrestling fans always turn on wrestlers when they get old? They entertained us for years through injuries, etc. We just throw them away like trash. I hate it. Anthony, I don't think that's accurate. At least I don't, not in my regard. And I don't, if you're referring to like the Goldberg situation, as Cody Rhodes is in the back signing autographs and Belair's still arguing with kind of battling Naomi here on the whole I don't like Bailey thing.
Well, this is where we're going to get, the Bailey Avengers unite here.
Would you not think a little bit on it's almost the opposite of what Anthony's saying here? Because I feel like some of the past wrestlers, we revere them like they were fucking, sometimes the current wrestlers don't, oh, well, they're not so-and-so. I think, I don't know that we just throw them out that way. I don't know if that's accurate.
Yeah, well, I can understand where his point of view is coming from in the sense, I think it's more of that the wrestlers that we throw away are the ones that really just they overstay their welcome and really think that they're much more on a like every dog has its day. We see it in any sort of sport level of you can't always be the GOAT. So you eventually have to acknowledge that you slide back on that roster, you slide back in that role. And it's the ones that refuse to take that position and refuse to acknowledge that that moment in time is really where it becomes that crossroads.
I like look at the AR for the Good Brothers with Mia Yim. Mishin looking good.
The AR made it look like I needed to go and get some barbecue or something like that.
Judgment Day splits. Dom becomes the leader of the Lowo, retires his dad, but then he'd be in the babyface group. Unless, yeah, that would be a little tricky.
Well, which Lowo?
All right, we're going Legato.
Well, it's Legato. Then what the hell do you do with Santos?
Right. What's up, Jim Carney? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? It's already Friday. Let's go. Do you guys have the DVD of the first ECW One Night Stand? Do you guys watch it? The JBL alternative commentary. First thing I don't know what's in my boxes, but not off top of my head.
No, I have heard that show with that commentary,
Yeah.
yeah, it is JBO going full JBO. That would not
Mhm.
fly in 2024, let
Man, this
alone
is
probably even 2012 or whatever
this is
that was.
the guy that got sent out to the southern border and was running around looking for people. Like, get the fuck, like, wrestling, the world has changed.
He was the commander in tweet before the commander in tweet.
I thought Ray was done with Dominic. It's you're never done with family, right? You're never done. You're always connected to Pops. And I still say I would love, like I said, the absolute retirement match where Dom takes Ray's mask.
Well, and we got a tease of that a little bit to where Dom shows up with the Ray mask here, but we do have the Good Brothers taking on Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. So, folks, if you haven't done so already, let us know who you're taking.
Waller and Austin for the win. Sup, Bill? How you doing? How you doing? A-Town Down Under for the win. A-Town Down Under. That's not bad. Yeah, exactly. Daniel, exactly. On the same page, my guy. Waller and Austin for the win. OC and both tag team they are. So which makes me think they're going to lose this match as Karl Anderson whops his head going over the top.
Oh, so is that your prediction?
Yeah, I'll go the douchebags for the win.
I will take the Good Brothers, and then they aren't able to compete in WrestleMania, and
Yeah,
so
I like
then
that.
we get an open slot.
They get hurt at Stand and Deliver and can't compete in
We
WrestleMania.
can't do double duty, or we've got a. So now that spot has been vacated.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like this one, and I think you'll attest to it too. Of the only streak, Nick, well, I'd say us are worried about is the number of consecutive days without a pair of scissors touching their beards.
I don't know. We can reset the clock on mine, I guess.
Oh wait, oh yeah, no, mine is.
Yeah.
Shows. I maybe just trim around the hedges, but yeah, I get no fresh cut.
Isn't this the first Mania without Vince's influence? Yes, facts.
I see
Love
no
it.
problem.
Dun, dun, dun. Dom couldn't lead a Target. No, he wouldn't be the leader. I mean, no matter what he does, I wouldn't make him the face of something at this point in his career.
You're literally just like agreeing this man couldn't even manage a fucking retail store.
Right. I mean, he looks good in it. Dom is very good. Love it. Props. No, I mean, Dom's got to get credit. I know Dom takes a lot of heat out there as he's supposed to, but yeah, I mean, let's be real about it.
Right. Well, these skills out here saying Dom will end up retiring Ray when it's time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There you go. Everyone's doing great. KJ Nick, speaking of A-Town, y'all catch the Freak Nick documentary?
Not
No.
yet. Do you even know what Freaknik is?
No, that just went over my head.
Well, that again. So, Anthony, if you're still there listening, I know you live in Atlanta. You can come on here when one of us takes a pause. You can talk about Freaknik, and you can sing your Walker Texas Ranger here. But yeah, no, Freaknik was like a big, like hip hop Woodstock in Atlanta, if I can put it bluntly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
Picture T-Pain and Lil Jon just had their own palooza in like Atlanta.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Could you see The Rock Roman win night 1, but Cody wins night 2 due to interference from Stone Cold? You lost me there. Cena and The Undertaker, they all just join in and say, fuck them all. Yeah, Bear, maybe a bit of a reach on having
that's your Trading Day moment of you get all the legends just show up and just fuck you, Roman. You're not breaking our streaks.
Right? Bring back every vet you can find. I do think that Rock and Roman will win night 1. I think that creates more of the angst and anticipation and makes Cody a bigger underdog for night 2.
Now, that's the thing is this is such a domino thing of it. Who you think wins night 1 depends on who you think wins night 2 and where they go beyond that.
Not necessarily for me. I think night 1, it makes it night 1. I'm convinced that Roman and Rock win because that makes the story more interesting. But still, either guy could win night 2 regardless of that. I don't think one influences the other. Like if If Rock and Roman lose night 1, fine. But I think no matter what the night 2 outcome is, night 1 goes to the Rock and Roman.
Oh, so you're not even entertaining the idea that it could be, they lose night 1. We have a complete quote unquote clean face like match, and then Roman goes over. But that is halfway of what I was saying of like one precedes the other, which then precedes beyond that, I feel. Because yeah, you can have that. That ain't what I'm mad at. Because so if we're both of the mindset that Roman wins night 2, then that proceeds.
I just think no matter what happens night 2, it's more interesting if you want to stack the deck as much as you can against the baby face going
Valid.
in.
I will give you that. Yeah, it is. I will give you that.
Blockbuster neck breaker. I predict AJ Styles will air some dirty laundry on LA Knight just to make the match personal. I think it's already personal. He flew to Australia to hit him with a chair.
How much more personal does it have to get besides taking a 20-hour flight both ways just to sit there and hit somebody with a steel chair and then leave?
Right? A really good match. I agree with Bill here. The boys are going good pace, good moves,
right?
Big spots. I'm happy with this one.
Net breaker from Anderson, 2 count on Theory here, tagging the Gallows.
Oh wait, that's interesting. Gallows hobbling a little.
Michigan got on Timberland heels. That's what we call sexy attire in New York here. Oh, put on the rope.
There you go. I'll take that point.
There you go. You can have that. Put on the ropes, and they had to have Waller grab the heel there.
I hope Luke Gallows didn't actually hurt his fucking knee, man. These guys have been so stop and start.
Right, yeah.
So the Deuce move on.
Now, granted, I'm also not out of the woods of no contesta or anything like that. That leaves the potential for an open slot.
That's what I was saying with the other matchup, because both teams are in such a deadlock right now. Maybe that match is a wash and there's an open spot.
That's the thing, is I feel like we're gonna. This is more of it just going with the internet rumors of that it could happen, but yeah, there's the potential that either way. So we're getting a Braun Breaker video package right now.
Absolutely not, Nick. If they're going,
I love this. They're doing 40-yard sprint, vertical jumps, and everything like that. A new level of performance.
It gives you Brock Lesnar vibes.
Remember that's what I've said this whole time. Is that's what you need to do. Show him as the superior athlete.
Absolutely.
The next big thing. 40-yard sprint. They're literally showing him training the broad jumps. This is literally what we've been asking for. So,
and I
ask and you shall receive.
Yeah. Breaker to retire. Yeah, bring Goldberg back.
Shuttles. So they're literally doing this like the fucking combine.
I love it. Bring Goldberg back.
23 miles an hour.
Bring Goldberg back to lose to Braun Breaker in 3 moves. That's what you want. You want your final match, Goldberg? Show up and put over the kid.
That's the thing. Now, but that's part of it too. Do you want your final match or do you want your final job? Because that's going to be the difference here.
Breaker's top speed is 23.2 miles per hour. Yeah.
Naomi versus Io Sky coming up next here.
There you go. There you go. The NIL era. Interesting. That's interesting. I don't think we're quite there yet, but we might be on the cusp of it.
Tiffany Stratton, Braun Breaker, Obafemi. Shit, I feel like there's probably some others that I can name that I can't even realize. Rick Williams, NIL. So we're at least starting to get enthralled in that era here.
Oh, sorry. I'm just watching the preview. I guess the biography of the British Bulldog. One of my faves as a kid. The British
Davey,
Bulldog.
well, and then they even had that. I just caught the end to where they had Drew talking about him when he's like, that's when he knew Davey had issues. Like,
right, folks, we will take a prediction on this match. Up next, Naomi taking on Io Sky. How's this going to go down? Will Bianca play a factor in this? Would Jade get involved? Let's find out.
right.
Why does The Rock not? Why does The Rock think he is the boss when he's not? Well, I think this is the funniest part of all of it, is that you have the ego, right? You play that storyline, you dig into it. You can say what you want about, well, Stephanie's not there right now, but Triple H, whatever. But you have that butting of the heads where Roman was a shot caller and The Rock is saying, no, I'm the guy. I'm the boss. I'm the guy that sits at, the board table. So I think eventually this is an ego clash.
Oh, 100% now. Granted, you've also thrown out the idea to where The Rock could sit there and Tyson, Roman there. And that's where we get into that whole situation of, well, you screwed me over. But absolutely, I think they've laid even the groundwork from the second that Roman said he was the tribal chief. And then you had Dwayne with, does Rock sit in the booth? Does Rock sit at a table? Does Rock sit at the head of the table? All the way through to where I just need you to acknowledge me. I acknowledge you, my tribal chief. And then instantly I'm, the final boss. There's going to be this underlying tension of egos.
The Renaissance era. I like the game era. Let's go.
It's all about the game and how you play it.
Breaker's first night on SmackDown. He grabs a night. My uncle said, grabs a mic, I think. My uncle said there was start cutting. He did that though. Did he not do that recently in NXT where he started cutting some Steiner math going pre-match?
A bit. Like, that's the thing, is that A, Braun Breaker's already been on SmackDown before, and B, it wouldn't be out the realm of possibility for the Steiners to just randomly pull a night from off screen and be like 33 1/3% chance.
Right.
Yes, Rock and Roman win night 1, so all involved. But night 2, Rock turns on Roman, Cody wins. I do agree with you now. That really kind of ran through my brain of that. Either way, win, lose, or draw night 2, your best bet booking-wise is to have all the cards stacked against the babyface, because then it's either A, it's the easy out for the heel, or B, it's the ultra triumphant victory for the babyface.
Plus, it gives Cody,
you squashed all the demons. If
Cody does lose again, Cody can come out and say, well, you stacked the cards against me. I need one more shot.
I only need 3 times to beat you here.
Right.
Oh, they're showing the
again,
WWE
World, sorry.
Well, no, I was just gonna say, AEW likes to just do our whole shot of just Renee Moxley Good on the entranceway, but we're literally doing walking down, like all we're missing is the to be seeing what they see when they walk down the steps here.
Look at the size of the crowd, and those Renee spots suck. Oh, Roman's here. I gotta go talk to him.
Yeah, here you go check on him. But we're getting a replay of Roman from earlier today on the Pat McAfee show. Larry's asking what NIL is. Name, image, and likeness. It is arguably the best and worst thing to happen to college athletics, depending on who you ask. If you ask Nick Saban, it's the devil. If you ask the athletes, it's the greatest thing. Especially with them now having games like NCAA football 25, with half the time you're buying a jersey and everything from whatever school, say Florida, for an example, with the number 15 on it. You're doing that because, that's a Tebow jersey to an extent. It's more of that way, but it's also a little bit of, essentially, we're just going to have the booster paychecks that everybody kind of knew happened in college football. We're just going to have it up front in public here. But I've got Naomi coming out right now. So we're getting Naomi taking on Io Sky. So if you haven't done so already, let me know who you're taking for this match, folks. There's no point to have him lose and then say, give me one more shot. Here's the Mania moment. Cody winning it anywhere else doesn't work. He's winning. Fair enough, and that's very valid. But I think Madison Square Garden also does have a claim to be made there. T-Bone might have one national title for Florida, but he's dumb as a post. No one's arguing about the intellectual status of Tim Tebow. Trust me, I'm a Notre Dame fan, so you can miss me with all your Tebow talk, all of your USC, your Texas, your a whole bunch of schools. But yeah, I only said that because we all know Roman can never fight one-on-one. Makes sense. Yeah, I don't think that that's exactly the case with that. Like, let's not really forget. And speaking of what was brought up on Pat McAfee's interview with Roman earlier today, of Roman's really, people forget Roman was the guy that pulled WWE and really fucking, I would say, carried the ship from the fucking empty arena era, the Thunderdome era, all the way till present day. So let's not have, a brief moment of time, a couple months of a story here or anything make you forget about the years that this man has done. Like, keep it a buck. As we've got Damage Control out here, and literally anyone that is just a fucking anime fan is got to be a Damage Control fan, because we've got Io ran. What the fuck? I literally thought it was going to be Bailey jumping Io. Instead, it's Io. She can't make her entrance because she's out here jumping Bailey all on her own. Oh, this is where we're going to get to where we need help. We need friends and everything. Yeah, because Naomi's all sad and shit, even though she theoretically should not care. That's really interesting. That's such the opposite narrative that they normally do. Of normally it's the baby face that's attacking the heel and I'm gonna fuck you up before you go out for your match and everything. But so yeah, Io out here with just Asuka, Kyrie, and Dakota. They're just, yeah, they're literally anybody who watches anime's fucking favorite faction in wrestling. Wow, really, Io? Jordan, what up? What up? Daniel, we both love Damage Control. Yes, that's nicer than what I could have said. Yes. My opinion, Roman, a worst top 5 champ ever, needs family, brought Goldberg, Triple H, etc. Can clear a whole force out by themselves. Smooth. Do I not need to remind you of 2 WrestleManias ago, to where 2 of the top guys right now in AEW, the guy who's facing Will Ospreay and the guy who just won your TNT title, Roman stacked him, racked him, and pinned him. And there wasn't any bloodline showing up. There wasn't any interference from outside family or anything like that. I just want you to put some respect on Roman Reigns' name. Just saying. It don't, sir. It do what? It don't even matter. Naomi, Bailey, and Bianca are still outnumbered. They need one more person. Well, could that one more person be Jade Cargill? Because that's what I've seen, been rumored, been speculated about. And everybody's out here just, all sort of weak in the knees and upset about what they're doing with Jade. But we do have ding ding underway here between Naomi and Io Sky. So if you haven't given me your prediction already, be a friend to do it already. Going into a hole in the promo there. But absolutely, let me know who you're taking for this match here. I feel like this has to be Naomi. Now, I beg the question, if Naomi loses this match, does the vocal minority of Naomi's being jobbed since she's came back from TNA start to become more prevalent? Do they start to have, I don't want to say they have more of a claim, but do they start to, does that sentiment bubble up again? Because a lot of people seem to forget that Naomi came back to WWE after a lot of the WrestleMania card had already been halfway established here. Stacked one on top of the other, pin both at the same time. Oh wait, you meant that 10 count match? Yeah, stacked him, but never kept. Smooth. Are you watching what you claim you watch? Because no, that's literally it's where he's stacked one human being on top of another human being and then pinned them at the same time. So I guess I get it's nice to just say things, but sometimes we need to be factual on things that we say. As we are in commercial break right now, as that's an odd cutaway from a commercial, is Naomi seem to be in control on EO here. Yeah, so we're in commercial. So I will remind everybody into the halfway promo I was going into before, but we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We do this for anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. Often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. Christ, look at our already scheduled set up for WrestleMania 2 will be here at noon o'clock Eastern. So 100% we will be here all day WrestleMania. We cover more wrestling live than anybody else out there can, could, or should, or would. 100% WWE, AW, TNA, GCW, XPW, what, Wrestling Revolvers. So 100% be a friend, tell a friend, spread the good gospel of wrestling out there, especially in this WrestleMania season right now. You're being nothing but a bad friend if you're not letting your wrestling buddies know about us here. Yes, so apparently Smooth, my guy, I don't know what you're getting upset about. I'm saying it right now, if we were to have a match book between the two, this isn't don't look at Brock like he's UFC heavyweight fighter and everything. Roman's beating Brock, like calm your tits, my guy. Already said that before. Trinity jumped to WWE, that she won't have the same push. She will get lost in the shuffle. Boston, but I disagree with this, and I've had this whole back and forth with Anthony of you have to take into account when she showed up in WWE. Of everything else has already been set in place. This isn't the other three letters, or one of the other three letters, I should say, there, ambiguity. To where you could just shoehorn her into any situation. You could just, we'll just make it work because nothing was actually really going anyways. No, we've had stories that have been going, that have been set up, that are playing out right now. Of like, so would you rather Naomi get added into the make it a triple threat between Io, Bailey, and Naomi, and then Bailey loses, or Naomi loses? Like, that's the thing is, what pro wrestling WWE does not end the day after WrestleMania 40. So we've got to still build things that carry on past that. So that's where I'm at with that. As we're back in action, Naomi with a crossbody on the Io. Speaking of back in action.
Miss me? Let's go.
Yes, I did, because I'm going to go get some traction.
There you go. Great match. Good match going on right now. I know it started with a little bit of chaos, folks. Nick's taking a pause for the cause, and we are rolling through a Friday night. Get in that chat. Make sure you say hello. Don't be shy. And if you haven't clicked that thumb yet, make sure you do so. This match sucks. So we're on different pages. I'm not saying that based on happening now. I'm saying because of all the talent that's above her. There is a very deep women's division in WWE with more women coming out of NXT. It would be very interesting. I do think there will be a time for Naomi. It's just patience. I know wrestling fans don't have a lot of patience, but we'll see. Speaking of cross bodies, exactly. Malik. You know what my guess was going to be? Charlotte, but yeah, well, Charlotte won't be around for a hot minute. Would it make sense for Roman to retain at WrestleMania? Yeah, it could absolutely make sense. I mean, I've still not made my decision on what direction to go with this. I really haven't picked Cody or Roman. I like the fact that it's tough to call. Roman could hold on to that belt until he beats Hogan's record. It is still very much a possibility. And I could only imagine the IWC blowing up the internet, losing their minds if Cody doesn't pull it off. Cody's buried. Cody's ruined. Cody will never wrestle again. Yeah, no. EO for the win. KJ went to the little girl's room. That's where your mom told me to be. I'm just kidding. Oh, 2 count. The women's roster is stacked. It's stacked. Then, like I said, I will happily go toe-to-toe with anybody who has the argument that the WWE is not booking their women's division better than any other wrestling organization right now, including TNA. The knockouts aren't what they used to be. The AEW doesn't really book their women well, and I know people want to argue about that. You can try. But the women's roster in WWE is absolutely stacked, and they utilize their women not just in the main event spots, but in multiple spots. Banger in progress. My question while you were gone, who do you think is stronger and better, Roman or Brock? I mean, it's tough to say. I mean, overall, I think Brock is a freak of nature. He's unlike any other human out there. So, I mean, if they were going to have a real fight, I'd put my money on Brock Lesnar and his mailbox-sized fists. Banger. Naomi down. Here comes EO. Naomi dodging her. Big knee. Wow. EO down. Naomi going up. Oh, here comes damage control. And down goes Naomi thanks to the distraction. I'll get to that, Christian. Over the moonsault for the win. EO Sky with the W thanks to damage control. There we go. And Asuka looks like she's moving around pretty okay right now. She's a nice lady. If Cody doesn't win at WrestleMania, then winning the Royal Rumble for the second time was for nothing. Nope. If you've ever watched a movie, if you've ever watched a superhero movie or a good movie with a strong hero in it, sometimes the hero does everything they can and they get shut down. And just when you think they're down and out and can't win, that's when they finally do win. So I would disagree with you, Christian. And Naomi gets misted by Asuka as damage control circling Naomi. 1 and 2, 3 and 0. 1 and 2. Oh, here comes Belair. I think Beck should be. I don't for a match, but yeah, no, Larry, that doesn't work. As Belair on fire, taken out. Now, does Naomi and Belair team up to take on the Kabuki Warriors? Could that be a possibility? 0 to 10, no Jeff Jarrett. How's SmackDown so far? Keyshawn, so far so good in my book. Yeah, no, I would go with. I mean, it's hard to take away what Brock has done. Cody can't win at Mania. He absolutely sucks as a champion. Plus, Roman's definitely going to break Hogan's record. Cody has no business even being in the same ring as Roman. Wow, I would disagree with that wholeheartedly. Biggest babyface in the company. He could win, and I think he'd be okay as a champion, especially if you line up a series of really good villains to take him on. I think we're okay with that. As we're getting Bailey chants, as this is kind of dragging on. So is Bailey not coming out to help? Interesting. Interesting. 4-0. I'm not worried about Naomi's booking right now and losing matches right now. Should be built back up very soon. Yeah, 100%. And I think Nick said this when I was on my pause. We got Nick Aldis talking to Cody Rhodes. Two former rivals having a chit chat. I like it. I like it. No KJ. He's had a 3 years of adversity at this point. If Cody doesn't go over at Mania, they have dropped the ball regardless of what they do following. I don't know. We said that last year. And look at what happened this year. As we are now getting a Jade package. And as we established, I'm a fan of a nice package. Pause. Just like Frodo. I have no idea what the context is on that, but there you go, Master Frodo. Imagine Roman versus Double J. Yeah, that should be a 3-second match. Yeah. I'm just undefeated tonight. There you go, buddy. She didn't come to help because she got jumped before the match of fact. So the crowd wanted her. They were chanting for her. So that makes sense. I get you. And I wonder if that adds. Jade Cargill's first appearance as a SmackDown superstar next Friday. There you go. Now it's an appearance. It didn't say match. So Jade will be in the building next Friday. Oh, up next, we're going to AJ Styles' home where it looks like LA Knight's in handcuffs. Interesting. We got some explosive footage up next. Makes sense. And now we're getting a CM Punk package. Monday, CM Punk returns in Chicago. We will be live, folks. We are taking the weekend off. Yes, the channel is actually taking a weekend off. I know we don't do it very often. We go live more than any other channel out there, but we will be back on Monday for the return of CM Punk to Chicago. Should be a big night. 2 weeks to go, 2 Raws, 2 SmackDowns left before WrestleMania. What will happen with Punk returning? And the week after that, we get Rock and Roman on Raw. So interesting times building up to this main event. Building up to this Mania should be very good. At WrestleMania 30, Daniel Bryan defy the odds and win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Let's see if Cody can do the same. Yeah, I mean, it's very possible. I'm very torn on whether or not it's going to be Cody or Roman. And I think they've done a very good job of setting that up. If you're going in where a lot of people say, oh, WWE is predictable. Who's going to win? Jimmy or Jay? I don't know. Who's going to win? Gunther or Sammy? I don't know. Who's going to win? Roman or Cody? I don't know. So I think they're very much doing the job they're supposed to be doing and making us guess. And again, sometimes when the wrestling fans don't get what they think they deserve, they get pouty and pissy and cry. So we'll see what happens. Facts. Where is it? There it is. It's always good to see Mama Cargill. Let's go. Down boy. I'm going to steal Mana's line. If there was a dome in Philly, they'd blow off the roof. Yes. It's going to be a big show, man. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. Over 100,000 people, 2 days. It's going to be fun. I think Nick said we go live at noon. We might actually go earlier, slightly than noon. We might be here at 11:30, to be honest. But both WrestleMania streams are set up and ready to go already. So check them out. Last year was different. He didn't win the Rumble for the second year in a row, and he has the second Mania main event against Roman last year. Okay, but twice in a row doesn't work for me, brother. I see what you're saying. I really do. And if he doesn't win, I'd be very intrigued at how you keep him relevant for another year or another 5 months or another 3 months. What will you do to keep it interesting? As I'm now getting the preview for the Bray Wyatt documentary. And again, I saw other creators out there, other wrestling creators, did what I did when they saw that Bo Dallas was doing like this little intro, which kind of tied into some of the stuff that was leaked online. They got very excited at the idea of Bo Dallas, and I know me and Nick disagree on this, but man, if Bo, just what you see on your screen right now, Bo talking about his brother and the darkness and what it meant to him, and then spiral that into the guy that's going to carry on the legacy, I think it works so well. So nice to dream, isn't it, Keyshawn? Yeah, keep dreaming, keep dreaming, keep dreaming. They showed CM Punk lifting weights. That's got to be fake. He's never been to a gym. Oh, Roddy, you know that's not true. You know that's not true, sir. A weekend of what? Yeah, full weekend of what? As we get the Fireflies, we're getting the Bray music. Dude, it gives me goosebumps. Like I feel like The Rock, like, look, like it still to this day elicits emotion when they reference this. I don't know how I'm going to get through, April 1 and watching this documentary without getting emotional. Bring your tissues. Yeah, I think we're in for something special. And again, oh, we got Tiffany. Where's Nick? We're having an epiphany. Is she talking shit? Jade Naomi Belair versus Damage Control at Mania. Interesting. And now I got Kevin Owens talking to Nick Aldis. See what that means. AJ Styles traveled all the way to Australia just to screw over LA Knight. Can't get over that. Yeah, no, just to hit him with a chair. And nobody realized he's on the same flight. What is AJ doing here? Oh, Pretty Deadly here interrupting KO. And people, next week, spring break. For those who still celebrate spring break, have fun. My whole life feels like a big spring break at this point. Styles versus LA Knight. Loser goes back to TNA. Take it. So KO arguing with Pretty Deadly. KO bringing a partner. So next week, Pretty Deadly is going to take on KO and somebody. Randy Orton. We need a name. Is it that simple? The team should be known as RKO. There you go. Right? RKO. It works. It fits. So we're going to get RKO taking on Pretty Deadly. Now, remember, I do feel like these guys are going to step on each other's toes as they both will go after the U.S. title at Mania. Bo. Yeah, I'm down. Bring back Bo. Nick, I'm with you. KO knocking out both members of Pretty Deadly with one punch. Dun, 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 dun. Think if they do Jay versus Jimmy at SummerSlam, should it be tribal combat? You mean if their rivalry continues after Mania? Very interesting. I'd be really curious to see how they do that, Sam. As now we're going to LA, we're going to AJ Styles in his home gym. And we're hearing a car honk. Somebody beating the horn. Who's honking the horn? Yeah. Dummy. Burn, burn. Let's go. LA Knight, AJ Styles getting into it. The camera goes fizzy. Oh, no. And now we're in the police cam. How did you get cam footage? As LA Knight and AJ Styles are fighting in AJ Styles' driveway. I dig it. Let's go. I'm okay with this. You know what, Boston? I'm kind of inclined to agree with you, to be 100% honest. And I think because two things can happen. One, a Cody versus Rock match, and two, it sets up the Rock Roman match better. Because Rock Roman don't need the title, and they could step on each other's toes. I still kind of feel like maybe you get maybe not exactly like the Tyson moment, but Rock kind of betrays Roman either by intentionally screwing him over or just kind of being on each other's nerves. But AJ Styles' wife pulling him away. LA Knight being arrested. I'm gonna end your career. All right. I'm telling the cops I might be back. LA Knight not fucking around. Let's be real. If there was a dome in Lincoln Field in Philly, they'd burn it. Facts. Thank you, Lucas. I wish LA Knight would damage AJ Styles' sports car before he got arrested. Well, Christian wants all of it. But here come the Street Profits. With Bobby. What is Bobby wearing? And B-Fab. Got Major Storm. Well, all's well, sir. Damn, Bianca, that mist is just food coloring, and how much? It's legit poison, Daniel. It's legit poison. Don't underestimate the mist. Yeah. No, what are you doing?
I fucked up. Okay, I was supposed to come in on the air, and I fucked up. Okay,
I was waiting for it.
Yeah, but yet no, we were talking about the home invasions and everything earlier, but that's 100% of this shit feels real. This shit feels raw. This shit feels authentic.
Yeah, I'm with you. I liked it. I thought it was a good way to do it. Again, AJ went all the way to Australia. Now LA is going to AJ's house. LA says to the cops, stay nearby. I might come back. Like, I'm not done yet.
Right.
Yeah.
How long's the fucking restraining order last year?
Mm-hmm. And it wasn't the most intense thing, but I mean, it worked. Please, Kim. Yeah, it was a little funny. So RKO, Randy, Kevin Owens are going to take on Pretty Deadly next week.
Oh, you had me sold until you said Pretty Deadly.
Yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't. I think they're faceless in this particular situation. This match is strictly to set up KO and Randy getting on each other's case.
Yeah, very valid. And it is interesting that it's just all of the douchey heels form of Voltron of just all come together here.
That's it. Put Pretty Deadly with douche canoes. We're good to go.
Everybody's a douche. Everybody's a douche.
Welcome to the channel.
Right. Spoiler alert, you're a douche.
I want Roman Reigns versus Rock at SummerSlam without the championship involved. Very possible. That's a high possibility. Like, that's what I mean. Like, Cody could win. He might not, though. He might not.
But I don't think he's winning. And there's also been the idea of them doing Rock versus Roman in Saudi, but allegedly that won't work within filming schedules.
Right. Speaking of the gym earlier today, I was lifting 2 15-pound weights. That was just the box of wings that he was trying to eat.
I lift 15-pound curls from time to time.
Right.
Nah, you can have that. We're taking the piss, but if you're trying to do better, be better. But yeah.
That's it. Get going. Work it out.
Well, Christ, we're the living example of the best thing you can do is at least fucking start.
Facts. This is the type of stuff wrestling has been missing. I love it. Facts, he says. But yeah, no, I love it, Nick. I think it's great. I think more and more and more, again, that pocket is where you can blur the line. And I think this is something that AEW, like when we had MJF losing his mind and calling Tony a mark, it worked because we believed it. It worked because it ventured into truth. It worked because it was authentic, as you like to say. And
that's the thing, from all the way from Drew McIntyre to being a heel to with even stuff like this of like, you never had that fear when you ordered some pizza that it might, and you know, the guy shows up and he's got a mask on and everything, and that it might have just been like Randy Orton under a fucking balaclava or anything like that. Like, that's what it is. Pro wrestling misses that aspect, that it goes beyond the world of the four squares, the four ring posts there.
AJ looks jacked. When did this happen? He returned from injury, Jack.
A couple months ago.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute since jacked AJ. Profits for the win. Yeah, that's right, folks. We will take a prediction on the match coming up outside of this commercial break, where the Street Profits are going to go 1 or 2-on-2 against AOP. Almost forgot.
I mean, it might be more 1-on-2, but yeah, we'll see.
Cody will win. This is going to be highly debated for 2 weeks. We are going to find out. But the fact that there's a debate means the booking has done well.
Yeah, so that's why it's funny when everyone's like, oh, well, they haven't booked it well. They haven't. Everything seems rushed. But it's the most contested main event in recent memory. So which is it?
Hey, here comes the final testament.
Getting Karrion Kross just out here, just fired up more than anybody else.
Sorry, I haven't taken my eyes off Scarlett. I had no idea what Karrion did.
Well, I mean, the chasticles are chasticaling, so.
The authors of pain. It's time for somebody else, too. All right, Malik. Store got that one like 3 times, I think. Tiffy, you missed Tiffy.
I did? What?
Yeah, Tiffy. So we had Naomi in the back getting water poured on her face by Bianca because Naomi took the mist, and then Tiffy just walked by and laughed at them.
Oh, okay. So, all right. At least I didn't miss like a full match or anything, but yeah.
No contest draw, leaving a blank spot in the ladder match. Nick, you might be on something
about it.
You might be onto something, Nikki.
Release the gun.
It was the exact thought I had too.
Fucking Popeye's chicken is the shit.
Literally hijacked it. Yeah, exactly. Popeye's chicken is the shit.
But, well, I was thinking with how you were talking about Miss Scarlett coming out there, it's lift and separate. Watch out for the shoe.
I feel like it's lift and push together, but it's just my. No. What do I know? What do I know?
Well, I mean, we got different versions of them. Ours aren't as perky.
Cody wins at WrestleMania. MJF interrupts his celebration. Again, man, I don't think so.
I'm fucking telling you. I feel like the tides, they are turning of where there could be the potential of all of a sudden, whether it's for Cody or against Cody, we hear da 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 da, and I'm going to die. I'm making peace with my maker.
I want it so like it's like just for that reason. I like forget all the wrestling and the angle. And
if that fucking happens on some random ass streams where I'm not here, like if he returns on a fucking Dynamite and I'm not here, I swear to God, I'm gonna break everything in my house.
Right. The best one they ever did was Steve Austin posing as a doctor and kick. That was one of my favorites ever. Paging Dr. Jackass.
Well, yeah, and then you had Mick Foley out there with the fucking clown beforehand.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Montez over the top gets caught by AOP. Here comes Montez and gets eaten by his own teammate.
Montez just got powerbombed into Dawkins. And literally the sound cut out because everyone's just like, holy.
As we go back into commercial break, folks. Yeah, they definitely did the Sabu spot with a human being.
Yeah, is it so weird that the Sabu spot has come back, and it's still funny to me if you watch or if you read, I should say, read the end of his book, to where it's just a giant list of cues.
Right. Imagine if Roman Reigns turned heel like he was supposed to after WrestleMania 33.
Go
Well,
ahead.
we got him there. We got him there.
I had. Are we doing revisionist or current history?
Yeah, I think it's revisionist.
I was like, he's currently a heel.
Yeah, I think if you went like, I wonder. I mean, again, that's a long stretch. I mean, he's so relevant as like he's already becoming that. He's so over as a heel that people are cheering him. If he had done it back in 33, he might not have been ready. He needed the right circumstances, and they've.
He is
hit
2024's Dwayne. He's over. He's supposed to be the heel, but you fucking cheer for him. He 100%. You feel like he's going to be done with everything because he's that big, and he's out there saying, we did this in 4 years. Imagine what we could do in the next decade." So 100%. But if I see if he turned heel after 33, which I feel like he almost kind of did, and it's just been slowly seeping in.
Everybody booed him after.
Well, that's the promo tour. I got him eating out of the palm of my hand. I think that might have been the birth of the tribal chief there a little
bit. Roman will screw The Rock out of jealousy in the tag match, then Cody wins straight up. Not a bad take. That Cody, that Roman and Rock kind of get, they cause each other, because of the egos. Maybe Roman walks out on The Rock, and then does that
egos collide then, and then that leads to Roman's downfall. I could maybe.
The Rock and Paul hold back all the bloodline and let him lose. Nobody comes out to help Roman.
Now, what do you think about the idea of tonight as we're in commercial break, especially if this is supposed to be on 101 and no member of the bloodline will be there? What if this is when we get a Lance Enowahi, a Jacob Fatu, or anybody else like that? We start to expound upon that, and that's what's the interference.
I'm a little hesitant with that just because we're so close to Mania now.
Fair.
So that's my only hesitation. Could it work? Yes. But to me, I think you need a little more fucking runway to pull that off and make
that's valid. I mean, I'm going against my own theory of I want Roman and Cody to actually be the focal point of this, and they very much have so far not seemed together the focal point, especially Roman. Roman has felt like the aforementioned the afterthought in this whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've done well of holding him in there, and I mean, he's had his moments, made The Rock, acknowledge him and such. So, I mean, I see. I mean, again, it's The Rock. The Rock is kind of
but is he facing Dwayne at WrestleMania, or is he facing Cody?
Yeah, I mean, it's been very much it's The Rock. He's kind of outshadows, he kind of outshadowed everybody because it's The Rock. But I mean, again, having that moment where they've built up, Roman clearly not loving the spotlight being taken from him, making Rock acknowledge him. Tonight is an important night for Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, because even on Monday, the vast majority of Cody's promo is about The Rock, not about Roman.
Is this going to be really interesting to see how they verbally spar? If it is just the two of them, there's no Heyman, there's no nothing. This is literally tit for tat.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, I think like I said, I think this is a very important night for both these men to really put their foot down on what we're getting in 2 weeks.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. As right now, AOP, me in control.
Right. Nick better get good insurance on all his shit because he's been breaking. MJF will be back.
I at least got Progressive. I'm out there riding the flow. I don't have Jake from State Farm. I can't just say like a good neighbor and then he just shows up. So
there you go. As Montez trying to get the tag to no avail yet. MJF staying in AEW. He's just smart enough to play into the rumors and hype. I'm with you, Mark. I agree. I love playing the rumor game though and the what if game, but I cannot imagine Tony letting MJF leave yet. He might not have a choice in a couple years, but right now,
that's really becomes the thing is when MJF would have been up for contract versus the current state of the landmark or the field. Oh shit. Big shoulder tackle from Dawkins. Dawkins out here, a house of fire.
Nice.
Neckbreaker DDT, neckbreaker DDT. But it'd be the biggest fumble of all the fumbles. It would be Leon Lett fumbling the ball, crossing the goal line.
Yeah, right at the
If
line.
MJF is allowed to walk clean as official as a referee whistle out of AW.
Oh, Dawkins into the ring post, big boot on Montez. AOP looking good. I don't care. I'm liking this match.
Well, this match is taking up a considerable amount of the show here. We're down in the last half hour because hallelujah, Shumanahaya, Shumanahonda, there is no Rampage later tonight. So we've been blessed.
Blessed. They've never gotten where their WrestleMania moments event celebration interrupted. I mean, the closest might be Seth. I'm trying to think of another WrestleMania. Why would they do that to Cody? Why not do it? Why not? Why not?
WrestleMania 10.
10?
So where you had Yokozuna and Brett, and then Hogan came out.
Sorry, Montez with the roll up and the middle finger. Well, wow.
And Ashley just getting out like a bat out of Dodge here.
Can we just move away from the Final Testament at this point?
But again, has that not just been another, oh, you sunk my battleship of like, it's another, pardon the term, a chink in the armor here of it's another, we built him up and he didn't get over. So now is it us or is it them?
And if we were paying attention to the booking, I mean, Waller and Theory win. So it makes sense that the Street Profits are going to face them next week.
But now, again, holding out hope against hope. You want to get heat over on your tag team? The AOP take out the Street Profits so they can't compete next week at WrestleMania. Again, I'm just hoping against hope at this point. I'm stoking the flames of the dirt sheets here.
Oh, shit. Up next, Roman
we're down to the last half hour.
We got lots to get into. I guess we're done with matches.
And a half hour to let them cook? Oh, well, I mean, you're going to get fucking 10 minutes of Roman's entrance alone, so.
Yeah, that's fact. While we wait for commercial, I can imagine Nick Aldis is going to tell AJ Styles and LA there will be no physicality until WrestleMania 40. Well, they were both yelling at each other. Next week, they're dead, so we'll see what happens.
Well, you remember, I think the most recent example that I can think of is when it was like Hunter and Austin to where they couldn't actually, that's where Stone Cold stunned Stephanie and everything like that of like, well, I can't get to you, but I'll get to everyone around you.
Right. Please.
They said I can't hit you. Doesn't mean I can't hit them.
Right. Please, Triple H, after Ricky starts his contract, sign him. We've said this many times. His bags are packed and at the door. He's ready to go. Starks is gone.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Bobby Beetlejuice. It very much looked like Bobby Beetlejuice tonight.
Yeah, a little bit. Too legit to quit. Too legit.
What's your thoughts on the rumors about the Hardys' return or Dudley's? Dudley's more likely because they are on a Legends contract, as far as I know. But the Hardys are technically still AEW property unless something's changed. And as far as I know right now, they belong to AEW, so I wouldn't expect them at Mania.
Matt's contract's coming up and will be up before Mania. He's been petitioning hard in
for Jeff.
And get Jeff's out. Now the question to me becomes more, which, if I'm WWE, do I want to pull the trigger on here? Do I want to take the gamble on Jeff? Just keep your fucking nose clean, please, for at least like 2 months outside of this deal.
I think if the intent is just bring them in for like that big surprise pop at Mania and not use them much after, I think it's fine.
But I think if you're going to do that, then you do even the Dudleys, because we've seen that Bubba's still working at a good rate. Devon remains to be seen, but I mean, as long as he can slide a table in the ring, theoretically, he can, with all due respect, do what he did with the Dudley Boys. So if he can sit there and just go, "What's up?" We're good.
Rampage. 2-2. Another great comeback. There you go, Christian. Good job.
Aren't you supposed to be Mr. Right? How are you 2-2 with Mr. I get everything right?
Dudleys are legends. Yeah, I believe they are. I definitely believe that's the case.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Here's an idea for WrestleMania AJ Styles versus LA Knight in a Broad Street fight in Philadelphia. Ooh. A Broad Street Bully street fight.
Just call it a fucking Philadelphia street fight and just save the fucking Google search.
Has come back. I want another Bully Ray run in WWE as a sole competitor.
That's to me one of the greatest misses to an extent hold on, let me finish my thought. To where the fact that Bully Ray never had, like, we never got a solo Bully Ray thing. That's my thing. I was saying I don't need it now.
Yeah.
I'm saying that we never got it initially. To me a miss.
Even when they split them up, that surprise, the surprise draft where they got split up, Devon became the
Deacon. That's how we got Batista
Deacon, right? But yeah, I think they could have done more with Bully, but I don't know if Bully had quite figured out Bully Ray the way we know him now. And unfortunately, at this point, you bring him in for some spots, it works. I love Bully, but I just don't. I don't know what to do with him. There's so much talent on this roster. Whose spot does he take up?
Yeah, now that ship has sailed. I think it's one of those that I just missed. I feel like it's a missed opportunity of, you had him there, you had him as a singles guy, and like you said, maybe the Bully character wasn't fully fleshed out then.
Yeah.
But that's a guy that if he was in WWE versus TNA, that's a whole different level.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Jade Cargill, first official appearance as a SmackDown superstar next Friday. So for everybody out there wondering what the fuck she's doing, y'all can officially shut the fuck up. Off is the direction you can fuck.
So clearly, Nick just figured out what we already knew. So that was actually a kind of funny moment. During your pause, they did make that official.
Oh, I just saw it. So the hell are you?
That's why I popped. I was like, Mans was ready.
I was like, I'm not special needs.
Family above all.
That's the new shirt coming out from Romulus Reigns there.
All right. The Smirky Paul in tow.
Well, now he's literally heel to toe with a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. WWE didn't lose out on anything not having a solo Bubba Ray. I kind of agree.
I respectfully, it's so, I feel like they had that opportunity. Like they could have really gotten a lot out of that. To say they missed out is, I guess, preferential, but yeah.
Again, I think if you look backward, again, when Bully was solo in the WWE, he wasn't quite, I mean, if he...
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying even when he was Bully Ray, I'd take aces and eights Bully in WWE versus TNA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I could say, I mean, there's definitely value there, right? I mean, it's hard to deny it because I am a fan. So, yeah, it's a tough one. Fingers up, let's go.
Right. Well, I was just going to answer this from Larry here. So, Nick, what's your favorite direction? Off.
That away. So Roman is coming out with Paul. So
there is someone here. So he lied.
Right.
Unless Paul walks to the back here.
I want Solo versus Roman one day. Maybe.
Well, when Roman's out there talking about what imagine what we could do in the next decade, I think you got time.
You do. I like all wrestler is Scott Steiner math 50-50. 33 and a third.
Now, see, Daniel, we got a 33 and a third % chance we understood your comment there.
1,300 days you made a record, but your days will come to an end. Roman Reigns. Malik saying he's on his dying days of this run.
I agree to disagree.
I don't know. I'm torn. I'm leaning towards Cody, but I'm torn.
I will just stay steadfast to my tribal chief and just
there you go.
Romulus Reigns will pick up the victory.
We will be doing our prediction video coming up, folks. So stay tuned for that. And at that point, I will make a decision. Right now,
he'll Cliff what KJ's decision is, what his prediction is in that video, and then hold it against him when it comes to actual show, because it'll probably be different.
Not only hold it against me, remind me, because the short-term memory is a little weak some days. So I might not. I don't remember.
Trending #1 in the United States, #Smackdown.
Right.
Trending #2 in the United States, #Wrestling for Life.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is one of the narratives, one of the conspiracy theories, if you will, that a lot of people are not trusting Seth.
Oh, well, I've thrown out that idea. So Seth would have to then just cost Cody just of like, no, you can't beat him because I didn't beat him type of shit.
Yeah.
Like, we must finish our story before you can ever finish your story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Be interesting. The biggest, I think, question is, I feel we all predict Drew, not only just because of what Drew's done lately, but we also anticipate that Seth is taking time off.
Yeah.
So unless you're going to do that as the next feud and you're going to settle it in a week or a month, I feel like that may be non-existent, because Seth's going to go away for a while, I feel.
I think so. And I think Drew's earned it, man. Give it to him.
And what the Cody stuff is what I was more talking about.
Yeah, like, I mean, as far as how we get there, like a bitter Seth, yeah. Be greedy. I want all the Samoans. You're speaking my language, Damien. I've been begging for it. I want all of them.
Go ask your local Girl Scout troop for all the Samoas and just see how that works out for you.
Alpha, get well. Alpha, T's and P's.
T's and P's.
Memo to Roman Reigns. No male should ever have a man bun. Are you going to name yourself?
I think Jason Momoa would agree to disagree.
Unless they're a samurai, you're not a samurai.
He's a Samoan.
He's the tribal chief. He can wear his hair
right,
any way he wants.
I don't know. I feel like as a guy whose hairline just falls back like a recliner, that I'm all for. Like, if I could have a man bun, I would rock a man bun.
No.
You wouldn't want the long hair Jason Momoa shit. You don't want the
I had those days. I had those days where I was walking around.
I never had those days, okay?
I had those days. Walking around as the fucking looking like the bases from Korn.
I either looked like my shit was falling back like a fucking recliner or Kyle Broflovski. So I'm all set with, 100% having the slick back.
Acknowledge me.
Oh, as Cody's walking through.
Those rumors would be lies, Damien. He does not fit in the WWE. He does not belong in the WWE. The WWE won't let him bleed. They won't let him no sell. As we go to a commercial break, and Cody is on his way out. So, yeah, we already killed 10 minutes.
Like I said, we're going to be a little commercial heavy here. But, yeah, this would be Ambrose going up to, so are you going to let me bleed on your television? No. Okay. Just walk away.
Did you just do Triple H as John Moxley?
Both, yes, both.
I just want to bleed. Yeah, no, Moxie's gonna won't be able to do all the flipping the middle finger and going to all the indie shows and all the death matches.
No, you know how Shannon
Moxley-
is going to GCW for a night? They'll just ship John Moxley to GCW if they sign him. You can have that. That even what I'm mad at.
AW1 rating still good. I don't know what that specifically means.
They probably have had one rating that is still good. I'm gonna just take it on sentiment of that's what he said, so I'll go with it.
Doesn't work for me. Then you'll have the heel Seth versus heel Drew at Mania. No, he would lose to Drew first. The match happens beforehand.
It would be one of those that Seth turns on basically you can't kill the monster that I helped create. And especially not to mention Seth is Owen Tree to Cody. So which is again interesting why we initially thought it was interesting why they were teaming together. So it would be that level of Seth has very much slotted into that edge role of the ultimate opportunist.
Yeah, I really don't see it. I don't love the idea, but again, if you do it right, and I can be convinced, we'll talk about it. SmackDown, right. 15 minutes, get down ring. Let's go. Yeah, I know. Like let's get there. Let's go.
Why say lot words when short words, when less words get point? Like this man's out here like fucking Kevin from The Office. Why say long words when short words work?
Absolutely. The channel will be back on Monday live. We are taking this weekend off. Then we're here all week long next week. We got indie shows coming up. We got Bloodsport coming up. We got our Mania Marathon coming up. We got a TNA pay-per-view coming up. We will be here. So we're taking a little pause for the cause, a weekend sabbatical, a weekend of R&R, and then we will be here for 2 weeks pretty much straight and more fucking live minutes than you can shake a stick at. So make sure you click like, subscribe, and tell all your friends.
Right. You'll get more KJ than you can handle.
I want Ambrose to come out to bleed.
No, every time I hear just wild thing, I just think of Rick Vaughn.
Yeah, I hate this fucking song. I'm so done with that song, bro.
You need the Jacksons to be backstage in Gorilla, which again we've talked about. Is Tony Khan now just heel because he's just allowing them to just be assholes? So like acknowledging like they're being assholes. So, but just have like a Matthew Jackson or Nicholas Jackson. I hate this fucking song.
I think we get all talk, no fight. I'm not anticipating much of a fight. If we get any type of fight, I think it might be a jumping, but I think the words are the most important here right now.
Yeah, that's really what I feel like this has to come down to. Of this is their first solo, pun intended. There's no Dwayne, there's no Seth, there's no Drew, there's no Phil, there's no extracurriculars surrounding this outside of Paul. So this is really going to be, we're cementing why we should be night 2 here.
I would say night 2. I think we were a little bit wires crossed. My mindset was he doesn't screw him during the tag match. He screws him during the actual main event. So maybe that's my bad.
Yeah, Seth loses the title before he snaps. Like 100%. Man, is this just like the second verse of the fucking Texas Ranger fucking song? Because we're not about to do that.
Canyonero. This is kind of funny from Daniel. That's not bad. Nia Jax, watch out for my hole. If it hurts, I swear it wasn't me.
Hey, that's an interesting spin because normally it's just been adrenaline in my soul. Something, Cody Rhodes.
Right. Do you think there'll be any returns at Raw after WrestleMania? Yeah, I think they're going to try and do better than Vince had done in the last couple of years. So anticipate big things, or at least new people popping up that haven't been utilized.
stake your claim before they start talking real fast on who you think could be one. Because if we're gonna say one, I could think one in my mind.
Ron Breaker.
That's not.
No,
Oh
sorry.
no, that's
Braun
return. Debut hasn't been here, isn't here.
Strowman.
Let's light it up.
AJ Lee would be interesting. That's not a bad show.
Yeah. Brawny the Strowman. Ooh.
Let's see what they have to say
Roman
here.
saying I kept my word. You're literally not, though. You have Walrus the Walrus there beside you.
Paul doesn't count.
He's an NPC in this story.
Right. John, I think the answer is yes. He does what he needs to do. He might not be the guy that's doing topes all over the place, but I think he serves his purpose.
Take out however you feel about Roman's character or whatever of how he's been booked or what have you, and watch a Roman match. And they've all actually for a while been really fucking good. Like the drive-by is a good move. Like he, as much as Goldberg wants to be upset about people doing the spear, Roman's really established that. So yeah.
So Roman saying to Cody, "You're not fit for this. You're not meant to be the face."
What?
Ooh.
As he mentioned, Seth Rollins.
Ooh.
Where was Seth when you were stuck up?
Ooh.
Was it snowing? What happened?
Ooh. Showing his true colors. So digging into this potential Seth turn.
Do you buy into the theory that Roman Reigns is actually technically the babyface because everyone's just turned on him from it Seth to Sammy? Everyone just stabs him in the back,
right?
Yeah, I thought we were becoming family. I thought we were becoming brothers, and what happened?
Ooh. What do you think's gonna happen to you?
Just sowing them seeds because we've already seen the tension.
And Cody's gonna respond about The Rock. Oh, what about your cousin?
What about Dwayne? Look at how Roman's face lights up when Cody's putting over the Shield. Do you remember the first team that did?
Oh, Cody's got a good memory. This venom-laced wisdom.
There is, and I've seen Bully say this, going back to Bully on Bust Open. I've seen some people in the chat and everything say this. There is the underlying tone that Cody, when he wants to pull the trigger, could be a top level heel in this company.
I thought he should have turned heel in AEW.
Well, he just never wanted to do that. There was literally, they were booing him, begging him to do it, and he's just like, nah.
But it's interesting. He just talked about the bullets on his sleeve. Another Bullet Club reference. That's 2 weeks in a row he's referenced the Bullet Club. Look, everyone else caught. Yeah, look.
But I think it could just be that it's the anti-Vince era. We're going to acknowledge that things exist outside of pro wrestling, outside of us. So when those people come here, they feel bigger.
Well,
We don't need to do as much pomp and circumstance because we've built it up.
Yeah, could former members of the Bullet Club actually show up and we think they're there for Roman, but they're there for Cody?
Oh, well, the only one that would be that way is Tama. I think you could get the adverse of that.
Maybe.
Who's really in charge? Is it the tribal chief or is it the final boss?
Oh.
But see, now this is where Roman can lead into the. I didn't ask to go to Hollywood. Hollywood came to me.
Roman sucks chance breakout.
Oh, well, even if you watched his interview with Pat and everything, to where they were granted they were on a college campus and everything, but you had a fair amount of people that just instantly Cody was over. They were joking of like, oh, get that guy out of here, all that. You out here running for governor? No, that's Glenn.
You guys want an autograph? Cody will pull your kid out here. He
loves you.
Get on your knees and tell me you love me.
Get on your knees and smile like a donut. What?
You don't deliver on your promises. Nothing ever comes true. That's crazy.
But this is just good because this is verbal sparring. This is the best shit of, as somebody who we do what we do as a fan of battle rap, this is wrestling fans. It's just promos back and forth. This is just verbal sparring. And this is what's great. Because no one's outclassing the other. This is literally, I see your jab and hit you with a jab.
I like it. I like it. I'm number one. Like, so Roman's staking his claim. Like, I'm the number one. Like, I'm not second fiddle to anybody.
Right.
Cody chance breaking out. Yeah, we've talked about Tom a lot. I still think he's going to the Bullet Club in NXT.
Cody constantly looks like he's out here to sell me on about a monorail.
I want the intensity to come up on this a little bit.
I feel like there's a lot of what Cody's saying towards Roman is him talking into the mirror about like you probably looked in the mirror and wanted to step up and be the next face of a generation, everything. Like you live in Dusty's shadow. That's a mighty big shadow to live under.
Right. Oh. I'm the greatest number two.
I'm the one.
One.
I feel like we heard this last year, and then you heard the 1, 2, 3.
Oh, Cody going for a handshake. Oh, wait a minute. Still a lot of time on the clock.
Well, we got about 5-6 minutes.
Roman talking
Roman
shit.
does the best promos when there's not a mic in front of him.
They should just put one of those clip mics on him and let him talk shit.
Right, yeah.
I'm going to smash you. You talk too much.
See, I'm gonna smash you,
Mm.
and I'm gonna stack you, and I'm gonna pin you. 1, 2, 3.
Now keep an eye out around Cody, guys. This, I'll be honest, I wanted a little more heat from this.
We ain't out the gates.
We're not done yet. Crowd's quiet. Everyone's standing. Everybody's standing, anticipating.
Waiting for something. Yeah, so Roman still, he's dragging ass. He's looking back. There's gotta be something. If you end on this, this is flatter than fucking flapjacks here.
Roman's music comes on. Oh, we got movement.
Solo.
We got movement. There's Solo. All right. There's Jimmy.
Nah, this is where you get the Cody Avengers assemble here.
Yeah, I think so. Jay's going to show up. Seth go after Solo, maybe?
Seth takes out Solo. Jay goes after Jimmy.
See, this is what you're missing, Daniel. Roman kept his word. The conversation was over. Now his friends can show up. Kept his word for the promo.
Splitting hairs. You got to read the fine
print. Bad guy does. Is the heel move. And I predicted this 2 hours ago. Go back and watch the replay. There will be a moment tonight where Cody's surrounded.
Well, and it's just even Cody's out here just like, what?
Wait, are they just leaving?
So they're gonna if they respectfully, if they end it this way, you're ending on a flat note.
Cody's not a runner.
And there's Jay. Jay sitting there. And Seth. So we had the reinforcements.
All right.
I did not come outmanned and outgunned to this shootout.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't believe you, John. That's what everyone always says. I'm never going to watch this again. We all do. Real, I'm going to get to your comment because I really want to talk about that. Okay, I think we're just going to get a standoff. Now, I don't think there should be physicality between Cody and Roman right now. I don't.
This ends better than what I thought they were ending on. Still does not to me end great, but ends much better. You tease, the dark side. This is the Sith versus the Jedi.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, so we're done, folks, ladies and gentlemen. That is SmackDown. We will start to take your ratings out of 10. Very weak promo without The Rock, but Cody made Roman look like a punk tonight. Cody definitely winning that title. I thought I wanted a little more intensity from Cody and Roman. That's my only knock on it. I like how the very end got. And again, people out there are going to say it sucked because they didn't get a big brawl. This isn't AEW where you just throw everybody in the ring and have them beat each other up. They're making you pay for the physicality. I get that. I defend that. But I wanted a little more nose to nose, a little more growl, Nick.
That's very valid to sit there and say that Cody, it's just funny, real of the diehard AEW Hodor of like, well, he at least used to be an AEW, so we hold the door. But I could see wanting that more tension, that, nose to nose, that I'm knocking you the fuck out here moment here, but we still have at least 2 shows before we get there. And I think if we didn't have the Jay and the Seth and we didn't have all of that, it was very much lacking in that ramp up of tension. I feel like we started to get that. The runway's short for them to really fucking pull it in. So I'll give you that. But to sit there and say that this was terrible, that's what no.
No, but we've seen Cody cry. We've seen the name calling.
There's no crying in baseball.
Right? We've seen the heat between them. I just wanted a little more of, you're a loser. You can't beat me. You lie to these people. And Cody get amped like that. Like almost that like teary-eyed anger of like, how dare you call me a loser? How dare you say I'm not going to do this? I have
But you do that on the go home show. You do that on the go home show, or you do that on the night before. Like that's the thing, is you still got that of, I'd rather do that. If you're gonna do it, you do it on the go home show, because guess what? In all of fucking barely 12 hours, we'll be back live for our WrestleMania marathon.
Yeah, no
but
shit.
B, it's WrestleMania fucking night one, going in that tag match, and the whole weekend of WrestleMania, pretty much from the moment you wake up as a wrestling fan to the moment you tuck your head in the bed, you're amped about pro wrestling.
No, 100%. And I mean, I'm an old school wrestling fan where you waited for a lot of the physicality. Yeah, there was angles where, you know, the heel jumped the baby face or whatever, but you didn't give, you know, if they're going to get in a fight and we're going to see Cody cutters a week before. I mean, again, I get why they're holding it off. That would be my only knock. I felt it was very much like both of them said things that we've already heard. They did it very calm. It was very just, I wanted a little more heat. Like these two were going to rip each other apart. Roman's sick of Cody. But again, we do have 2 weeks to go, 4 shows to go. I agree
with you in the sense in that this feels like this may be the only time we get just the two of them.
Yeah, I think from here on out, like Raw, we're gonna, well, maybe not this Raw, but the next Raw we're gonna get Roman and the Raw.
Well, next Raw we're getting CM Punk and Dwayne.
Will Dwayne be on this Monday?
I believe so.
Okay. Because I know next week Roman and Rock will be on the final Raw before Mania. I don't know what's happening next week on SmackDown. Nobody was advertised for next week's SmackDown. So we'll find out. 8.5 out of 10 knee pads. I think someone else, Eric Tate, gave it an 8. I enjoyed it too. Good. Such a dope ending, says Tyvon. Yeah, I mean, I like the anticipation. And then you see Seth come out, and then everybody kind of funnels out. And it's just this standoff of like, all right, we're waiting for the moment.
I want someone to send me an edit of that ending of SmackDown just with the Avengers theme song just draped over it, of the dun, 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 dun. Like that's what this is. That's Thor, but just instead of, you know, he's got his mighty hammer, he just yeets everywhere. You've got Iron Man and you've got Captain America versus Thanos and the crew.
Right. 8.5 out of 10 says Damien. Real, just with an emoji. 8 out of 10 flowed nicely. 7.5 out of 10. I expected more. 8.5. All right. I'll just be glad when it's over and Cody loses again. Big dog. 7 says Alexis. We need at least one ending with Cody clearing house.
We got 2 weeks. We got 2 weeks.
8.5 says Alex. 7.75 out of 10. Asukas.
Asukas.
I give it
right.
I give it a 9. Favorite part of the show was LA Knight getting arrested for attacking AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes having backup. Okay.
I for half a second thought you were saying you were giving it. I was like, Jesus Christ, that's high.
No, I'm not giving it a 9 at all. I'm not quite there. 8 out of 10 says Sapphic. Great build up to WrestleMania. 10 out of 10 for SmackDown. John says it was perfect. No Rampage. No, thank you.
Yes, no Rampage. We had a Rampage on Wednesday, and actually it got the best ratings that it's probably ever gotten, because and now you're seeing the people. Dynamite should just be 3 hours.
Fuck right off.
I want to pick everyone that said that and
I don't
just
want to fucking hear
put
it.
that next to every comment they've said about Monday Night Raw and just y'all shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no. And then you can't do like a I quit match in a street fight every fucking week. You can't double up and double down. You're not
Half
even
the ratings for Rampage was because Copeland technically won on Rampage.
he did win on Rampage, and that was
Right.
smart.
Half the fucking show was celebrating him winning. So fuck off, run out of here.
And I gave him full marks. That's exactly what they should have done. They were smart to do it. And again, it's inflated bullshit. And we get it, but this idea of 3 hours on a Wednesday night, y'all can fuck off. Not gonna lie, people are predicting that the Rock.
You're doing 800 on 2 hours, sorry, and you want fucking 3 hours.
You give me a really good 2-hour show, and then let's talk about a 3-hour show. But until you get
You
there,
nail a mill a show for 2 hours, and then we'll talk about 3.
yeah, exactly. Not gonna lie, people are predicting the Rock will turn on Roman and Seth will turn on Cody, but I'm over here just loving the this tag match gives you the possibilities. That's it right there. You nailed it, right? Like, this is the best part of all of this booking, is that the possibilities are endless and we're all guessing. We're all guessing, and that is perfect. That is the job.
Right. And you get a star.
And you get a star. No fighting. What the fuck? Good storytelling, great storytelling. MJF will help Cody. Juan, we can all hope. I don't see it.
He's the Captain Marvel that just shows up out of nowhere to just help turn the tide.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, this is the one in a million and whatever outcomes here of he's the one that can topple Dwayne.
The Shield versus the Rhodes family. Let's go. I don't think he said it was terrible. He just said it was weaker promo on Roman's side. Defending his friend. All right. I don't think I accused him of that, but no, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah. I mean, to me, it was a little weaker. It was a little. It lacked something. Rampage was on the past Wednesday night.
I think people will feel that way until they sit there and watch it on Twitter and they hear everything that Roman was saying that wasn't caught on mic and everything, and then everyone will be like, "Oh my god, this was a great fucking segment. This was a great moment."
I don't think my mind will change. I thought it was a little flat. I thought it was a little flat. Flat's the best way I can put it. I think a lot of people thought that, and then they saw Seth and Jay show up, and they were like, great segment. But if that didn't happen, I think a lot of people would have been very much of,
Oh yeah, 100%. That was saved in the bottom of the ninth there.
6.5, Eric. Wow, I'm a little surprised with that mark. Mercifully, it was the 3rd hour on Wednesday. Yeah, I was here and it was fun. But yeah, they can't do that every Wednesday. They can't do that. No.
Spoken like a man that it wasn't fun.
Well, I mean, again, if you have the booking to justify it, but I don't think you do.
Well, just I'm just looking at it of imagine you're going to a show, and so you're all built up on Copeland versus Christian, I Quit match. That's the big payoff and everything. And if you're sitting there by, ringside and everything, and you're wearing a Boston Bruins jersey in Toronto, which bold strategy, Cotton. We saw how it worked out.
Oh, it was perfect.
Right, but was that a plan? Was that a plan?
He put the Boston jersey on the heel, though.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying imagine if you just happen to be Boston as you
had
have
to be a plan.
Who's there
those are good plans.
at ringside with a Boston jersey on in fucking Toronto. Bold strategy, Cotton.
Yeah,
but
I said that on Wednesday.
Lose your jersey permanently now?
Yeah, no, I said there was no way. There was just a random Boston fan standing next to a Toronto fan right near the penalty box. Perfect.
And peacefully of all things.
Which is interesting because Roman's not a bad promo at all. I just feel like there was more intensity between Rock and Cody so far.
That's what I worry, and that's why though this whole segment wasn't bad, but there should have been a lot more because this was supposed to be. And granted, now I'm trying to give them the runway and the treadway of that they've got 2 weeks, but this should have been setting up, really intensifying and really ramping up the Roman Cody storyline instead of the Bloodline Rhodes family storyline.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of it was very much of like, well, Seth might screw you over. Oh, Dwayne's you're the real boss, not you. And I don't know. I felt like there could have been more to it. 8 out of 10. Number 2, best number 2. April 1st is the Raw Go Home show. Yes, it is. I wasn't feeling the last segment on SmackDown, so Anthony's kind of with me.
Fair enough. But so, what is your rating? Sorry.
I liked the show. I thought tonight's show went super fast. The tag matches were solid. Ray's match was solid. I don't care what people say about Ray losing. It doesn't matter. It's Ray. I don't care what people are going to bitch about Naomi. Oh, they buried Naomi. No, she's fine. AJ was good. I'll go 7.5 on SmackDown tonight.
Fair enough. I will go 7, and I feel like that's been the lucky number when it comes to pro wrestling.
You went under me?
Yes, sir. Pause. Don't ever say that again out loud. But I feel like that's been not only the average, but literally just the straight mark across pro wrestling this week of everything. I feel kind of falls at about a 7.
Okay. I'm surprised.
Nothing too far above, that's really gonna, get you overexcited, that you're really super invested on, but nothing that's really too far that drags you way down, or at least there's something that pulls you back up the other way. So I'll say 7, and like I said, I feel like just with all the streams that we've been on this week, I feel like that's been the consistent theme I've given, or the consistent number I've given of 7 across the board. I'm like a fucking scratch-off ticket. If you hit a 7, you're good.
Absolutely. I was actually surprised, especially with you kind of being more in favor of the final segment. I thought you were going to be higher than me, actually.
Yeah, I feel like there was chunks of matches that were insignificant. Again, we talked about it with both tag team matches, that they were good matches, but they really were just there. They kind of, ran their course of, we're almost, or at least maybe I've sold people on, or maybe I'm selling myself on, of anticipating that somebody's not going to make it out of those two teams to WrestleMania. So we leave the open door for that. Nothing was bad, but nothing was make sure you tune in and can't miss.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, I thought I was going to be the low guy, but
again.
But don't fear the Threeper. There you go. It wasn't a good segment. It wasn't a good end segment. It wasn't a bad end segment. It just lacked bite. It lacked sting. It lacked.
Well, you said if we didn't get Seth and we didn't get Jay, that end segment is way worse than what it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I almost felt like you could have had Jimmy and Solo jump up on the apron and act like they were going to go at Cody Rhodes, and then have Seth and Jimmy slide into the ring. And then they're like,
that's
a little more of like here it comes. Oh no, he has friends. Back away.
Yeah, that situation just got awkward. I was like, well, we could have fucked you up, but oh wait, you didn't know that he had friends in the crowd. It's like, well, no, they're gonna have to help pull me off him. So, what is he doing?
Technically, the way Solo and Jimmy came around the ring and stood next to Roman, Cody didn't really need help. They were just, flexing on him, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, if those two just jumped Cody, and then you had them announce it, it's like, cool. Well, you're gotta pull them off me here. It was a lot of posturing and a lot of quiet and silent posturing.
Yeah. Like I said, I think there was a way to kind of build up, like get the crowd kind of like, oh. And at no point did I feel like Roman and Cody were going to scrap. And I don't think they should scrap, but I want to feel like they might, like a good pre-fight press conference.
Well, yeah, I want that moment to where we see Roman kind of get shook halfway a little bit, like what we saw to where when he's like, you won't acknowledge me. So that's fine. We're done. And then Paul has to sit there and tell him, well, no, the other guy's coming out. We don't need it to be a Dwayne thing that's involved, but to where Roman has gotten, like Cody's gotten so much under Roman's skin that he has that moment to where he's just like, And you just see all the little mannerisms, and you see him start to
Yeah,
just
like
boil underneath it.
but even like for me, with especially with the villain, with the heel, when Cody says, are you, is it the tribal chief or the final boss? I kind of want to see Roman get indignant about it, like insulted about it. Like I want him to sit
Yeah,
down and go, "How dare you question me? I'm the like really stake it." But it was very much like, "All right then, well, I'm gonna fuck you up. See you later."
but
Like
that's
that's
what I'm
what
saying.
I
Yeah,
wanted
you get
more.
him to where he gets that. You see him just kind of do this to where he's trying to hide his reaction to it, but you can see that bubbling and boiling underneath to where he's like, how dare you even fucking think that he's ahead of me, type of thing, because this is the same guy that literally was going to leave because the crowd wasn't acknowledging him the way that he wanted. Like
Right.
that's always been the thing with Roman as this character, is he wants to be acknowledged. He's a self-conscious, terrible villain here.
Mhm,
Of That's part of what motivates him. So to sit there and have it questioned, and he just no sells it
mhm.
detracts even from his original character even.
Right. Yeah, like I kind of think that.
Wrestling for life.
Dun, dun, dun. Thank you, big dog. I'll admit AEW was better than WWE this week.
Oh,
I don't know if I can go that far. I can't remember. Anybody even remember what I rated AEW? It was a long time ago.
yeah,
Um,
it was 2 days.
I think I gave AEW like a 6.5, 7. I didn't love AEW. The I Quit match was good, but I didn't like the ending of it. They're very like I think Nick might be onto something with like they were both kind of solid, but not great.
It's collective hour versus collective hour. I feel that's
Hmm.
really what it boils down to. Now it
Hmm.
depends on. Uh, I almost think like there was enough on Raw that could outweigh it and tip the scales. I'm not saying one really clearly outdid the other, which is
Yeah.
not a good statement to say, but yeah, it's been very much down the middle, down the average
Hmm.
week in wrestling, I feel.
I feel like Raw was better overall. If I like going through my memory here, yeah, I really thought. I mean, again, Dynamite is an interesting thing because Tony does this thing where the show will suck, and then he'll give you one really good thing, and everyone seems to forget. Like you sat through 2 hours of shit to get to the cherry at the bottom, but you ate a whole bunch of shit to get there.
Rick James is all I'm going to say. And just if you watch the Chappelle show, you can figure it out.
Right. All think The Rock turns on Roman. What if it's the other way around? Roman turns on Rock. I don't think it's going to be a turn. I think it's going to be a clash of egos. I think they turn on each other more than they like. The Rock just screws him on behalf of Cody. I think they step on it like I'm the tribal chief. I'm the final boss. No, I'm the guy. I'm the guy. And then, well, now we got to figure out who is at the head of the table.
Yeah, no, it'll be more a la Roman Jey Uso, to where Jey Uso started to really kind of buck up and was, no, I'm going to be the guy here. I got this. I can do this and everything. That's going to be more that level versus anyway that way.
Right. Yeah, no, Boston kind of jogging my memory here. Boring Mercedes promo. Mercedes.
It was 1 hour. Like I said, to me, you've got 1 hour of a collective AEW show out of the 3 hours that they ran versus 1 hour, arguably, of a collective of 5 hours the WWE ran. So I guess if we're going on laws of percentages of 5 is more than 3, but yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, right. Chappelle show. I like NXT more than I like Dynamite this week. I think we liked NXT this week, didn't we? Was
I
NXT
feel like
fun this
I've
week?
given every show this week a 7. So
7. Yeah, I guess. Does Cody lose at Mania? Rock takes the
yes.
belt from Roman, then Cody takes the belt from Rock. No, that doesn't make sense to me.
No. Cody, in my mind's eye, Cody loses at Mania. If you can make it work beforehand to where Rock and Roman have their match before MSG. If not, then Cody takes the title off of Roman at MSG, and then you have the match into next premium live event between Dwayne and Roman for head of the table tribal chiefdom.
Yeah. Don't forget, Priest has, and we've all forgotten that Priest has.
Well, no, you constantly, especially amongst people, we've had this out. So you like to remind everybody of there is still the looming, ever, waiting.
I want
Damian
everyone.
Priest.
They want everyone to forget about the Money in the Bank. They want to put it in the back of their brain.
I don't think they want to. I think they just have.
No, I think they want to, and I think that's how they've approached it in the past. It's no different than when someone's coming back. You want people to stop talking because when it happens, you want it to be a holy fuck, I can't believe that just happened moment.
But when you say that,
you have 12 months
back and people forget about a guy who's currently on the main fucking roster.
You have 12 months to cash in that belt. You have to cash in that contract.
Not going to be successful.
You use it, and I think it goes nowhere near
be successful.
It goes nowhere near Roman. It goes towards the other belt. It goes towards Damian. And you have the potential of Drew or Seth. And if you do it, you do it. Now, I think there's a chance it will be successful.
You do the greatest heist of the century with Damian Priest at WrestleMania 40.
I don't think it has to be at WrestleMania. I think it could be at Backlash. I think it could be elsewhere. I really think that.
So you have a heel cash in on a heel.
I never said that. You said that. You're just
so then when does he cash in? So when does he cash in? All of this, he can do it eventually. He can do it at some time. He can do it then. Stake your claim as to when he cashes in.
Why?
Shut up or shut up.
He's got 12 months to cash it in. People think because he didn't do it in the first fucking week or the first night, this is stupid. Listen. He will cash it in.
When? Not up or shut up. Take a claim. Name a date. Name a date.
I'd aim for Backlash. I think you'd surprise us at Backlash.
So he does it on the next premium live event after WrestleMania. So just after Drew won, you have a heel cash in.
What if Drew doesn't win? Now you're making arguments based on maybes and probabilities.
All right. So when you change your claim, you think Seth wins? You think Seth wins?
Maybe. You don't fucking know. You're just guessing. Come on, Meltzer. Keep guessing.
I might. Oh, all right. So, yeah, because you aren't the same one that's out there predicting Drew to fucking win this. Yeah, all right. When it helps your claim on one thing,
I would like
to change your narrative.
I would like him to cash in at Mania. I would really like him to cash in at Mania. I think it would fuck people up. I think nobody would see it coming. The only caveat I have is he goes to cash it in and the Judgment Day fuck him to break up the Judgment Day. That's the only way he doesn't cash it in, is if the Judgment Day is the reason he doesn't cash it
in. That he doesn't cash in or doesn't cash in successfully out there.
Exactly.
Because out there Meltzer with your multiple stories of just, this person could win and then that person could win and that person could cash in. We could go that way too as well.
The other matches? Your predictions are already done. They're already in the book. They're already locked in. So I'm doing
honestly, I can give my predictions right now.
But like I said, I think a lot of people get impatient. And again, for the first time in a long time, they actually held the Money in the Bank for almost the whole duration. So I'm good with it. I mean,
I'm not arguing that. I'm saying he's not cashing in successfully.
When he cashes in, it will be successful, is my prediction. SmackDown. Okay. I liked it better than Raw this week. I liked Raw better. I'm with Boston for sure. I liked it better. Instead of booking yourself into a corner, have Cody win at Mania because it's a smart booking choice. People, we're going to debate this a lot. I like it. I like that there's so much to debate right now. So much to debate.
Facts.
NXT had an awesome tag match. Axiom Frazier. Yeah, that was a good one.
The rest of the Performance Center Combat Club.
Copeland versus Cage. Okada versus Kingston. Okada versus Kingston sucked.
It was not the worst match of the night by far.
No, Jericho Hook was.
Exactly. I liked Okada Kingston. I'm very partial. I will admit that because of Kingston.
Garbage.
It was not great. I want more of I want Eddie Kingston to go back
Mhm.
to brawling Eddie Kingston instead of Japanese cosplay Eddie Kingston.
Mhm.
But it was a tale of two halves for me. Of once you got into like the Osprey promo, you got into the women's tag match and
Mhm.
everything. That's when you got into the I Quit match.
Mhm.
That's where it really picked up a gear, and then it overstayed its welcome, and then it rampaged itself. It very much it was the Cinderella of the shit. It was the belle on the ball, and then it turned into a giant fucking
Mhm.
onion on a fucking led by horses out here.
Well, I said on Dynamite, when we got to the Osprey promo, that was the most exciting, most interesting, best part of the show at that point. I was like, holy fuck, we just went through all this stuff and none of it moved the needle, including Sasha. And then finally Osprey woke the crowd up. I was like, thank fuck.
He's the best return on investment, and he's probably
Mhm.
honestly getting paid the less out of the three of them.
I,
And
I
when everybody wants to sit there and well, WWE missed out on all these free agents.
mhm,
Osprey's probably the least one getting the paid out of the three of them, and he's bit their biggest bang for their fucking buck.
mhm. Oh, I wish he would have went to the WWE. I wish it wasn't so.
Oh,
I
100%.
mean,
Yeah.
God, I think what they could do with him, man. But and it's funny.
You'd have everybody now saying he's getting buried because he's not in a fucking WrestleMania match instantly out of the gate.
Yeah. I will say this. I saw some people saying, well, for all the people that said Edge isn't over, well, then you've been proven wrong. Mans was in his own fucking country, in his home arena.
He
Like,
literally was wearing almost outside of, I noticed because it had Cope instead of Edge. He was wearing the same fucking gear from when he retired from WWE.
yeah, right. He's got time. Priest can cash in anytime before June. He's got 3 months, man. He's going to do it. He's going to fuck someone up. I'm waiting for it.
No, I think they're going to fuck something up, but it's not going to be what you think it is.
They can't. Like I said, my prediction is he has a successful cash in because there was no point him holding it this long to not have it work. That's why.
I think he held it this long and then he's going to get fucked over, like you said, and it's still
That
going to
is
be
possible.
unsuccessful. And that's going to be the story of it. It was never in him winning the belt. It's more in
They
the
like
fuck.
Priest, though, man. They like Priest, and Priest has had a good couple.
Yes, but do you like him enough to make him a world champion over
Yes,
Drew,
100
over Cody, over Roman, over Seth?
100. No, I never said Roman. I said Monday night.
Okay, so over Drew,
Yes.
over Seth, over CM Punk.
Yes. Well, no, Punk's not fair. Punk's not even there.
Now we're fucking splitting hairs.
Punk is going to go after Drew, and Damian gets to be champion for a little while. Might not be a long run, but they're going to give us that moment.
So who's Damian's number one feud as champion on Raw?
You could put Damian against Drew. You could put now Damian has to go
heel versus heel.
No, he would be a babyface by then because he's no longer in the Judgment Day, and Drew would stay heel, who is kind of a tweener one. But you have the options there with Damian, especially if Seth is going away for a little bit. Maybe Gunther goes after someone like Damian, and if he does get pushed out of the Judgment Day, then he is a little more of a babyface. There is possibilities there. Again,
let's be honest, Damian is a step above cashing in for the IC belt. Much like when the belt was cashed in.
Damian could be the champion on Raw, no problem. I mean, I think there would be no issue with Damian Priest being the champion on Monday Night Raw. No problem.
Fair enough.
He's a good promo, good wrestler, big guy, intense. I'm good with it. My favorite parts of Dynamite was Mercedes Moné. Why? What did she do that was good, Damian?
She fucked up her own promo.
She
had 3 minutes of airtime and fucked up 3 minutes of airtime.
Yeah, I get it. And I don't get the fixation with this lady. Like, she's not a good promo. She doesn't, I don't know. I don't want to pick on her, but it is what it is. Drew could win. Damian could cash in on Drew and then turn face again. Or would Damian turn face? I'd say Damian turns face because Finn. Yeah, exactly. Especially with Andrade in the mix somehow is really interesting. I'm all for it. I'm a big fan of Damian. That's why. Dro, Miz is genius. Remember the Miz won the world title by cashing in? The fucking Miz. The Miz. When Big Brother's fighting Little Brother. I'd be shocked if Damian cashed in at all. WrestleMania, but definitely not mad if he does. Yeah, I mean, I'm struggling to see it at WrestleMania. I am. I'll admit that. But they have 2 months after WrestleMania.
Sorry, this fucking popped me. You got to start.
Yeah.
Battle of the Beards. KJ the White versus Nick the Brick. Gondar calls for aid, KJ.
Wait, you spelt that wrong. It's supposed to be a P. Anyway, back to me.
I'll take being a prick. I don't care.
I'm just the white, so whatever.
You're Gandalf. Shut the fuck up.
I'm
You
the-
shall not pass. That's you
Never.
out there.
I want Alexa versus Ripley. Why? I mean, I love Alexa Bliss, but she's a toothpick compared to fucking Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley should dust that little girl.
This is a whole other conversation. Are we at the point, and I say this with all due respect, and I know you're out there calling me the prick already, but that do we need Alexa Bliss to come back to pro wrestling? Like,
yeah, she's good.
I'm not saying she can't. Don't take it that way, but I'm saying, do we need to instantly she catapults right into the main event scene here?
She's a draw. She's a draw, and people love her. She's got a big.
Do we have anyone clamoring for Alexa Bliss right now?
There's a lot of people clamoring for Alexa Bliss.
No, you're clamoring for Liv. You're clamoring for fucking Bianca.
You're speaking on behalf of the IWC.
Fucking Jade Cargill.
On behalf
Alexa Bliss
of the IWC, people don't care if Alexa Bliss comes back or not. I think you're fucking way off. I think your finger's so far off the pulse on that one. People will be thrilled when she comes back, especially if she comes back in. I mean,
they just have their finger on something else. They don't have their finger on a pulse. Well, there's a pulse come out of something there.
I'd rather see
they have their finger on something else.
I'd rather see Alexa Bliss than Sasha Banks in any company. So
I'm not arguing that fucking point.
There you go. And somebody said earlier about Alexa and bringing back the whole kind of Wyatt thing, but we don't need to get in that debate tonight because he won't like that either.
Here we go again.
I'm not getting into it. We're tapping out. Who will the IWC tell TK to buy next? I don't know. They all want Sheamus and
Tessa
Drew.
Blanchard. Racism be damned.
Right. Nick is mad about Alexa Bliss coming back to wrestling.
No, I can just say that I don't think people are clamoring for her to fuck it.
You might not like her, but
never mind. I won't try and say what I was saying because
I just think you're wrong about that assessment. I think there's a huge.
You didn't let me finish the assessment.
Alexa Bliss is a big draw. She's either returning at Mania or SummerSlam. It will be a big pop guaranteed.
Yep.
This one's for you, Nick.
Yep.
Real argument. Cry me a river. What is up with Sheamus anyway? We don't know what's up with Sheamus. We expected Sheamus to be back. I see people asking about Alexa all the time. Alexa Bliss could be the best Harley Quinn. Alexa already fiendish. Interesting. The representative from New Hampshire has the floor. So you really don't think that people care about her?
I just think that I think that she's down the line that I don't see that there is. So you're telling me that people don't want Bianca more in a story than that people don't want Jade involved more than people are clamoring for Alexa Bliss?
I don't see how one's exclusive to the other, like, especially if they're on different shows. I don't get how one negates the other.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. All right, folks, we're going to say goodnight before Nick fucking breaks up with me. But thank you for being here. It's been a fun one. I want Alexa Bliss and I want Carmelo. Carmelo's coming. I think, could you see Carmelo the Raw after Mania?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting. I think we've talked about it of whether it's Carmelo and Trick even of if that feud just moves past the NXT roster.
Right. Van's on your side for sure. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
But ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we are taking the weekend off. We got shit to do. We will be back on Monday. Do not miss out. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit share. Make sure you hit subscribe. Be a part of all the shows. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Thank you so much for making us part of your Friday night. And come back all the time. Click all those links. Find us on social. And yeah, a good one.
Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you're talking about the wrestling, but about that for life with it.
Have a good night, folks. See you on the flip side. Good night.